Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. After we saw a little bit of a rebound in the market on Monday, coming off a very volatile week last week, North American stock futures back in positive territory. Once again this morning, looking at nice gains right across the board. Asian markets and European markets both higher as well. We'll talk about that in a couple seconds here. We saw the Dow up 230 points to start the week on Monday. All 11 sectors of the S&P 500 also in positive territory to start the week off as well. Another very volatile session for these retail-focused stocks that we've been looking at and trading over the past couple of days and sessions. GME, AMC, Naked Brands, Bed Bath & Beyond even, all to the downside this morning. So we'll talk about this group obviously in depth coming up over the next hour before we get to the open. But worth noting to start things off this morning, all of these in negative territory. Pfizer, ExxonMobil, both with earnings. We have tech giant Amazon and Alphabet coming up after the close tonight with earnings. So big slate of earnings coming up throughout the week this week. Space, Virgin Galactic back to the upside. We'll talk about why this morning, and also DraftKings showing a little bit of strength in the pre-market. It's Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. We'll shift this over. There we go. And we'll have a look at Asian markets. Nice positive showing right across the board here. We had Nifty in India leading the way, 2.5% to the upside. 1+% gains for the rest of these markets. We'll move over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up so far. Yeah, nicely positive top to bottom here throughout the European landscape. As I was mentioning, same story for North America to start things off. The S&P 0.8%. You can see basically the same for the Dow, the NASDAQ as well. 0.8%. Brazil's open up 1.7% already. Yeah, Bitcoin back to the upside, 3.7%. Big jump here for crude oil, 2.3% today, in gold. A little bit negative to start things off. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday. We're back. No gas mask needed. No air filtration needed, thanks to the technical team here. Randy, especially, for getting this cleared up. We had a bit of an incident over the weekend that turned out to be quite hazardous, apparently yesterday, which is why we weren't on yesterday. But we're back. The market is still exciting, and we have lots to get to this morning.
Exactly. It feels great to be back. I mean, honestly, to get back in that saddle. Even Miss V is going to be joining us, of course, because she's back from her trip. There is a lot moving. Brendan's talked about the unwind. I mean, I was just looking at BNGO making a big move to the upside today, like 17% or so. There's actually most of it happening in the pre-market just in the last 20 or 30 minutes. Look, at the end of the day, there's a lot of earnings to get to. You see the big ones coming after market, the last of the FANG. That silver move was a little bit, I mean, not saying it's done, but certainly a little bit short-lived, moving back to the downside here. It just feels like market's up 1%. If we get good earnings, which I would expect out of Amazon and Alphabet, the money looks like it's coming right back into some of those bigger names, at least so far today, Sean. And it's going to be good to be sitting at the desk, good to be able to trade this market.
Yeah, GameStop, yay, welcome back, everybody, and we're glad to be back. So thanks for sticking with us yesterday. I know we manned the chat a little bit yesterday, going through a few names, but here's GameStop already. Yeah, we talked about that 42% down here and looking nasty. 220 yesterday, close around, yeah, I guess around 220, why not? And then all the way down today, 130, 135, looking to break that through. But it's going to be a rough ride here. I do like the long at these levels on GameStop and AMC. So let's just wait to see what the market gives us. We're going over the imbalance locator, but it's good to be back, Brendan.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this entire group coming up here a little bit more in depth. We saw over the past couple of sessions GME specifically kind of leading as far as the rest are concerned. So we'll talk about how we can approach trading these today. Let's have a look to start things off at how things here at Day Trade the World fared yesterday. More monster numbers with all this volatility and volume in the market. $420,000 coming out of all of these markets once again yesterday at number one, $151,000 number two. 90,000. You can go all the way down to number 7 here. We're still in the 5-figure club, mostly North America here, some Canadian content as well. So still more great opportunities to come out of this market. Without further ado, I know everyone's very excited to see our friend Valeria is back with us this morning, working remotely.
Brendan.
Good morning, Miss V. Yeah, working remotely for, I guess, 2 weeks, right? So you'll be back in the office not next week, but the week after.
Morning, Brendan. I'm happy to be back, and I wish you all a great trading day. Guys, please destroy the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let's get it started.
Yes, let's indeed get it started. We're going to have, she's going to join us throughout the show. Don't worry. She'll be here. We'll even put her in the corner down there in the pip if we can, guys, throughout the morning as we talk about what is going on. Let's bring in Neil and Sean here, and we'll get going, guys, on I mean, a crazy market. It's been a wild ride, as we've been talking about over the past couple of days. Thursday, Friday last week. We saw yesterday more continuation. Today, again, negativity following this group. I want to specifically focus on GME here. Sean, you started at, big move to the downside. Over the past couple of sessions, we've kind of seen GME leading as far as this group is concerned. So if we get a move back to the upside this morning, we can kind of see the rest of the group follow, and vice versa back to the downside.
Look, I mean, they're all kind of the same play, but I mean, GameStop, you saw, you know it's getting to sort of be at that point when people are putting up billboards across the U.S. about GameStop, and people are jumping out of planes with GameStop parachutes and whatnot, and things like that. And you know what? Look, everyone had a lot of fun with it, and I don't know if the fun is over yet. I mean, this is a pullback. There's really no surprise that, to me anyways, that this was going to happen. The story really is, forget about what's happened in the past. We always look to say, okay, what's going to happen moving forward now? And this move is an unwind. There's obviously a lot, and I was telling our friends, like, when the buyers stop coming in, who's going to be left to buy it, right? We know Wall Street's probably not buying the stock, even at these levels. You get some consolidation. Like, let's not go crazy here. This is January 26th, so today's February 2nd. So this is 1 day, 2 day, 3, 4, 5 trading days, and we come back down to $80. So can we get back into the 300s? Of course we can. It just needs to be some more of that squeeze. And I just don't know, if that's going to happen anytime soon. I think there's an unwind right now, and I think we can wait for this $80 level. I kind of want to look long, believe it or not, today. I think that it has been a little bit dramatic. We saw it from 220 yesterday all the way back down. We seem to have been making some kind of a base here at 127.50 or so. I have up here the imbalance locator. There's a small sell, bigger one for AMC, but again, just with the price, they're very, very equal to what they are as a percentage. They're getting paired off a little bit here. You can see all of the stocks that were high runners. I mean, Space, a little bit of a different story there. Still a heavy short, but we know ARK investments and whatnot. There's some things happening. But there's BlackBerry, there's AG, of course, First Majestic, that's silver, GameStop up here, and then AMC. So a lot of the big stocks that have been running are coming back in. I like GameStop for a long, to be honest with you. I just think we need to sort of get through this level right here, 138. If we can get back through VWAP, I think we'll be looking for a long. It probably gets there before market opens. We're still an hour away. I think these stocks are probably a little overdone to the downside, but doesn't mean there's not more to come.
I saw on that imbalance locator, CCIV sticking up there and making some moves on its own. We're probably at some point going to be covering that name. For me, I was looking at today, and I kind of came in. I was going to bed last night thinking about this sort of stalemate that was going on here between like 200 and 300. It's a gigantic range, but at that point, it was like, what's the next catalyst? And obviously, the shoot or drop seems to be profit taking at the current moment. To me, if there wasn't a catalyst to squeeze it to the upside, at that 200 to 300 level, I think it would need at least a couple of moves up before you get any kind of a secondary squeeze. So it's probably going to have to find a bottom and make any kind of a move up back into that 200 before you even start thinking about the big time squeeze levels, at least from where I'm sitting. I also like that, we'll call it liquidation bottom, when trading was restricted, certainly unfortunately for a lot of people, and there were some accounts that got taken out at 118. This was that bottom. You go back into last week, and I'll be looking at that. If it gets taken out, I think it's about 108 to 113 is a bit of a range. If it gets through that 13, I'll be looking to short GameStop through there. I think it'll be a bit of a scalp play into 100. If it breaks to the upside, I mean, I wouldn't be comfortable picking a top until it got to like 200 or something like that.
All right, guys, the other side of the story obviously going to be silver. We saw a lot of talk around silver at the end of last week and then yesterday for the first time, big move to the upside in individual silver names and also the ETF, which is this stock right here, SLV on the NYSE ARC exchange, down 5%. This is a daily chart. I just wanted to highlight this thing has been doing nothing for years. Literally, this goes back to 2017. However, if you go all the way back to 2008 on the SLV chart, this was 50 to 55. So it did get all the way up to 50. You can't see it on here. This is kind of 30, 27, 28, and then 30 above that. But is there a reason why this can't go all the way back to 50 to 55?
Yeah, there is.
I mean,
because it's an economy. I mean, the economy is super strong right now. I mean, look, we have a lot of people obviously out of work and things like that, but there's a lot of good earnings coming through. You see a lot of the big tech companies last week had big earnings. So for me, Brendan, yeah, I don't really see a squeeze happening here. They tried, I mean, I say they, you know, it was big short interest. It looked very, very similar, I guess, to what a lot of traders looked at GameStop, and they just tried to move the silver market. And it's not, it worked. I mean, it was 23, it was bouncing off here, off VWAP, basing a nice little bottom. They got it to 27, 28, and you're still up pretty high. So is it possible to double from here? For me, I don't see a catalyst. I think you mentioned 2008. We know what was happening in 2008. I've been telling you forever and ever, gold is dead money. Silver's obviously dead money. I mean, if you want to put it in there as a hedge, fine, keep your money in your pillow or something for that as well. But yeah, I mean, $27. If we take that again back in August when the squeeze wasn't really a thing, then I think you can have something there. But if you're just going to look on technicals, then no, I don't think there's enough in the economy. I don't think there's enough worry right now on a macro scale for silver to go anywhere other than, you know, range bound. I think 21 bottom, 28 top. I mean, that's a good range. I think you can trade it. It's worth it. 6 million shares. I think there should be some trades today. But for me, no. I don't think, to answer your question, no. I don't think it gets anywhere even close to $30, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. I mean, we were talking about, and we were in the chat yesterday talking about, hey, go read up on the Hunt brothers or understand that it's a little bit difficult to move that market, you know, as much as the squeeze goes. I'm just going to show you Pan American silver here. I mean, in terms of a scalp range bound trade, it was fantastic for anybody that might have had this one because it came right back into summertime highs before, you know, making the big time turnaround, and we're right back in the middle of this range here. Now, is there going to be some possible sympathy that you pick something up on a rebound type play, like maybe this bounces off of like 31 here or something like that, and it's not horrible because there was previous support, but that was sort of on the way down, making a bit of a downward channel there. So I'm kind of like Sean. I don't necessarily think there's going to be a squeeze on. It doesn't mean that there won't be a bit of a secondary rebound play, so you can maybe look at some of these levels, whether it's going to be in the actual ETF or maybe you pick up an equity like Pan American.
All right, Neil, you mentioned CCIV, which is that Churchill Capital, to become Lucid, another EV play. Let's talk about the EV space here. We saw big time strength across the board in this group yesterday, although I did note that NIO ended up really not doing anything on the entire day. We went up, we went down, we kind of ended flat on the session. However, we are up here again this morning, as we see on a monthly basis, this entire group out with monthly delivery numbers. Yesterday, XPEV, Li Auto, NIO, all positive yesterday. Seeing a little bit more strength today in XPEV versus NIO. But look at NIO here trying to break out really, really early here this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because NIO obviously wasn't nearly as strong as, you know, I think I was anticipating. There was a couple of things to at least watch out for, and why I like to go to the higher time frame. It kind of made the same bottom that it had last week, or at least a little bit higher than that. You know, once it did that, you do look at what was a good breakout floor at 56. It actually was able to hold that. If you go into the afternoon, that was sort of the afternoon low. So just, I guess it took its time. We've talked about the whole notion of dip buy in NIO before on the news. It tends to have that little sell off and roll over. So it's been very, very sideways in and around this like 55 to 60 range. Every breakout sort of come back in. Will this be the one that takes hold? I think with maybe some of the some of the shine coming away from some of these other squeeze names, it's entirely possible that you see NIO finally get its legs under there. But keep in mind, Tesla is rumored to be making a purchase. I think it's BYD, the Berkshire-backed EV maker in China. So Tesla might be making a purchase there to grow its market share. And of course, that would be a bit of a push against NIO and XPeng if that does go forward.
Yeah, I like NIO through $60 on a daily chart. We are already long AMC and nicely in the money right now on that one. I don't know why. I mean, I keep reading everybody online and stuff like that, people panicking about NIO. It's like it's basically at all-time highs. I mean, call 58 the same as 64. I mean, I know that that's 10% difference there, but we can make that up in a day. I mean, NIO is still holding pretty strong. I was a little bit nervous, and I guess this is sort of when the panic started. When we were coming back down here, 53, we got close to the 50-period moving average, right? So that was a little bit worrisome. I think every time we've come down here, it's been a buy. You see this ramping upside. We could get close to 51 again. I don't think anytime soon. This bottom of 56, 57 is pretty sweet there. So I think I guess it's 55, 75, but we're getting very, very close. Let's watch NIO fade off the open again, and then see if we can't buy it for a bit cheaper. But right now, guys, AMC, we just bought that. So you'll see some indications here of my trades. Long here through 9,905, sort of off a $9 break. I wanted to use this bottom. So right now, a very, very nice win for us. 12 plus cents already right now, guys, on AMC. So we missed you yesterday, but we're back today already with the wins to start the day. Only took off 20%. Don't love it. I love it a little bit more if we get back to 975.
All right, we're going to talk about DraftKings coming up here in the gaming space in general. But just saw a note on Penn National, guys, catching a couple of upgrades. Penn up about 1.5% so far on very, very light volume. But DraftKings, way more than that. We'll touch on why coming up here. Do we want to just focus in maybe on this speculative group once again this morning? Obviously, AMC already making moves back to the upside. GME, there's Naked Brands, there's Sundial once again this morning. Take your pick, guys. Which one do we want to look at here?
Well, I mean, the first things I'll say, Naked Brands had the entire time. You'll see it only down 17%, but that's mostly because it was the weakest of all the names yesterday. Sundial was out with another offering today. So, you're going to see this trading down 15%. It was actually at one point this morning looking like it was the strongest of the bunch. It was only down a few percent. It made a strong run in the afternoon, but it stalled out right at that same, like mid 130s level with the offering as well, at least for the time being. I had a couple of quick in and out positions taking advantage of liquidity here to the short side. I'll tell you, there was a heck of a lot of bidding down around this dollar range, and there still is. So for now, it's looking like it's being received somewhat well. I mean, it's not the first time that they've had an offering here. And when we were talking about this one on the daily chart, it was, it was kind of in a pretty stable sort of breakout before things got parabolic. The 55 and then that 80 break. So I kind of look at the bottom end of this range. Like even if it ticks back below a dollar, it probably manages to hold up around 80 to 85 cents. So even if we get a good short through $1 today in the pre-market, or at the open, which is usually going to be the plan, and I don't see any reason to get past that today, I'm definitely thinking 80 to 85 is going to provide some support. And then you start thinking about that upside range. It really has to break out that 135 area. It's rejected it twice now, and with the offering coming through, that'd be a very, very strong move if it ever did. I would not hold a short through that price.
Yeah, whenever you have offerings, there's going to be some movement to the downside. Obviously, I'm on AMC. We're out 30% right there at VWAP. So for a nice little, right now it's only 10 cents, but we took some out at the 20s there. Okay, so I like Naked Brands. You talked about some of the other ones, Brendan, there that were moving around. Neil mentioned this as well. We're down. It's 12 million shares today. There's the chart. Okay. I like, just looking at this 135 area. Neil talked about it yesterday. It was down quite a bit yesterday off the open. Obviously 190 tanked basically to 135 before stopping and then holding 135 here, holding it again at 12, and then kind of a retest here at 3, back down to 138, 140. So, if we could take 140, even 135-ish, this rough area right here, take your pick. You could even get a little spicy with it through 125. I think for a safer trade, though, I like Naked Brands through 135. So I've got that order locked and loaded right now. Yes, I do. And we'll just look for that. So you know what? AMC, I mean, I like them all today, honestly, Brendan. I think it's really silly for a trader not to look. I've already loaded up the shorts on all of these stocks. You've had to pay for shorts. GameStop pay for short was 3 cents per share. AMC was sub a cent, I think, per share. So we are completely fine. Don't ignore these, man. 3.5 million shares there for GameStop and not looking great. Oh, I did see, because we have a little bit of time left here, we have Arun coming up. No Mark Roberts today. I believe he'll be back tomorrow. Someone said, what does PV mean? So, okay, so size is what's left. So right now on the book at the New York Stock Exchange for the direct market makers on the floor to trade with right now, there's a market on open order of 2.64 million. The side is a sell there. So Sean versus Brendan, S versus B, sell versus buy. And then you have the paired value. So someone said, what does PV mean? It's paired value. So that means if you add these up, that means in total there was about 3.2 million shares or so of this out, and they found buyers for 600,000. So that's already been paired off. So what they have left to do is the 2.6. So remember, since it's a sell, there's market on open sell orders coming in, being matched with market on open buys. So the PV is the match. So, I mean, if you have it on Ford here, there was over about 1.1 million to buy, and there's 200,000 coming in to sell. So giving us a paired value. Brendan, it's like an auction, my friend.
And a lot to get through as far as volume is concerned on the imbalance locator there. I want to talk about Bingo here, BNGO. We've been mentioning this Sapphire system that they developed, which is a genome processing system. It's very complicated. They release more data on the cancer side of things, so now they can use this Sapphire system to process certain individual molecules. So they're taking cancer studies right down to the molecular level, which is, I guess, positive in the progress for coming up with solutions to certain types of cancer. So yeah, big move again today for BNGO. I know, Neil, you're looking at this one.
Yeah, I mean, it popped on the radar because it's always on my quote board here, and when I saw that this was up, I immediately started thinking about that 14 area where it reversed end of last month, or near the end at least of January here, 1385. So to be more specific, we're getting very, very close to that level here. There's also a decent sort of chop zone above $12. You huck is 12 to 12.50. So on a pullback, I think that would be sort of the target range. If there's a rollover short off the top, which is 14, 12 to 12.50, sort of becomes that target range we want to be out and think about catching along on a dip buy. Because we're a little bit closer to that buy zone, if we roll over, we have half an hour until the open here, of course. If we roll over, I like that 12 to 12.50 area on BNGO to pick up a long, hopefully into that high of day. Otherwise, I don't love the long right here. I think you're a little bit too far away from support, and I don't want to be chasing it into that 14 level. But looks like it is pulling back, so that 12 to 12.50 could come into play before the market opens here.
Yeah, I was just looking at this top here. This is a 20-minute chart. Obviously, you go back to, again, the 26th. That we touched out at 1350 here. Probably it hits that at some point. It might hit it very soon. I wish this happened about 37 minutes from now. And then we would hammer this one to the long side through 1350. But yeah, right now, I mean, pull back to 1150. Obviously, that's been a great spot. If you're able to get long there this morning, congratulations. But right now, yeah, 1350 on Bingo was his name-o.
Yeah, there's a lot of positivity around that group when it comes to COVID-19 as well. They're using their technology and their systems to process the different variants, strains of COVID-19. So that thing has been strong. Let's have a look, guys, at the Morning Movers note that we send out every single morning here. We'll send it right to your inbox. Again, we apologize yesterday. I know a lot of people were asking about this yesterday morning. Well, you should have got it this morning. And if you didn't, again, we apologize. We are working on a better solution, guys. That more to come on that in the coming weeks. But this is what the Morning Movers watch list looks like. All the stocks that are moving around in the pre-market. You even get a little video at the bottom there on GameStop. So let's jump into, I've already touched on some of these speculative stocks. I mentioned the gaming group, guys. Let's talk about Donkey Kong here. DraftKings up now 8%. Number of upgrades again this morning, talking about positivity based off of continued lockdowns because of COVID-19. We're kind of in a transition, I guess, from one sports season to another sports season. Super Bowl, obviously, next week, guys.
What, Super Bowl? Huh?
Yeah, there is.
Big deal. Kathy Wood picked up some DraftKings too as well. So
you know what? I mean, Kathy Wood. Yeah, that's nice. A little late to the party. Yeah, so we've been recommending DraftKings here, guys, for forever. And those of you that are with us know. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say I don't know why the daily chart's not loading up, but yeah, look, we've been long DraftKings since the 30s down here. So congratulations to anybody that's been there. We've been talking about this. We were talking about picking some up, and we sure as hell did. We added to our positions down here when we came near that 50-period moving average. No idea why this was happening. People were hitting the panic button there, and we were just sitting there with our hands wide open and gathering more shares. So 46, 47, 48. Thank you, Miss Woods, for being late, but it's better late than never. $58, $59 now to the upside. And look, this is the thing. I keep talking about this to everybody on the show. I'm playing AMC. I'm in all these plays as well, but I'm also diversified, right? You can't put all of your chips into one bag, and here we go again right now. DraftKings, one of my largest holdings in the swing account, and yeah, rewarded today. So a nice little move up for DraftKings. As far as a day trade is concerned, we've talked about it, and you know what? I mean, unless you take out these highs and you're able to get that trade, it tends to not trade well in the middle of the day. I mean, yesterday we were all about ourselves because of the toxic fumes. But you could see a big move early and then just really choppy. Like, it's not very clean until we get going here, which I'm not sure what that spike was about. But other than that, DraftKings continues to be pretty choppy during the day. So I don't know. I don't really love this name, but we can get a breakthrough 58.50 or something to the high side. And I mean, yeah, again, thanks for coming on board there. And glad to see that everyone's with us on DraftKings on the daily chart. It's already above it, so there's really nothing to look at here. I just look to see a break of the high of the day, which is right now. So 58.50, I like it.
Yeah, and some of the other names in the space, of course, Brennan already mentioned Penn, the score if you're looking in Canada. But GAN, I think, is one that usually lags a little bit behind and gives you a bit of a tailwind, a bit of a headwind behind any moves that come up in DraftKings. So in the event of a break, this has been basically holding. I mean, it gave you that breakout at 19, 20 area. It's basically been holding this 23 to 25 range for several days now before hopefully making a run to the top. I anticipate that it probably needs the catalyst of the other bigger names in the space making a move. So there's some exposure here. It's not usually the best day trade in the world, but certainly a very stable stock, usually looking like it's making its secondary break. The first one was good. Second one could be just as good.
All right, there's a couple of vaccine-related stories and symbols on the watch list. This one is not, but worth mentioning here, guys. Vaxart, VXRT. We saw this one pop up. I guess it was Friday was the initial move from 9 all the way up to 13.5. We're back up to 18 as well. There's been a number of individual companies come out with positive data on COVID-19 vaccines of late. I want to shift over real quick here and show you, if I can, the short interest on Vaxart as well. If we could throw that up. There we go. It's tough to see, but 30.4% here, guys, for VXRT. So yes, positive COVID data, but also highly shorted for this one.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combination. Well, depending on what you're doing. If you're going short, it's a dangerous combination. If you're going long, you probably are looking at that as a secondary catalyst. Now, usually there'd be a trade, and if this little move here at 8:30 had been after the open and it had pulled back off of fail break at 20, and they came in consolidation at that same breakout level from earlier in the pre-market, I'd be looking at taking like an 18 break, and that's a trade that I probably would have loved at like 9:45, 10 o'clock. Even if it was going to be right into that 1750. It's a good scalp trade. You also have afternoon highs around that 1750. I think this could be an interesting jump-off point. If we're going to hold this bottom here at the 17 to 1750 range, like Brennan mentioned, there is a significant short interest, and I think you could get another push to the upside. It's been a multi-day move there. BNGO, I'm just going to keep calling it bingo. That actually just triggered me in on the long trade. So kind of a similar look. I mean, I'm probably going to be doing this in BNGO instead of VXRT today. But either way, I like that 1250 area. It's the first level that I wanted to test, 12 to 1250. Pick some shares up at 58 on a dip. If there's any kind of consolidation, we can get back to like that sort of 80 to 13 range, which was the previous top end of this, worth scalping some, and then see if we can't hold the rest. But Vaxart's a similar play, I would say, looking at some of those levels. BNGO is actually probably a little more parabolic, so it's a little at the higher end of its move.
Okay, I did also want to bring up, go over to crypto land here. a little more exciting. Brendan, you remember when I was talking about ADA, which was Cardano. We tried to add it to the list, unable to. And today I've been watching this for a very, very long time. This is my #1 altcoin right now, Cardano. So you could see this is, I mean, I was talking about it before January, but let's just talk about it now. It was 20 cents back then. And today we're touching $44. That's ADA Cardano, my #1 altcoin. Forget about Dogecoin. No, I mean, a lot of people made a lot of money on that one as well, but ADA is my call moving forward. It's nice to see Cardano today up to 45 cents.
I was just checking on that once again, and yeah, I still don't see it in this system. I have requested it though, Sean, so hopefully at some point they will add that. Let me show you this. This is an interesting headline here, guys. We could throw my screen up before we get to Arun. Yeah, Huge Incorporated IPO. Which is a book runner apparently, says their deal is expected to be priced at the top end of the range, $50 per share. Going to double check on that day if they're pricing today or aftermarket tonight. Typically that comes tomorrow, but Huge Incorporated, guys, coming to a market near you. Let's bring in Arun and have a look at the overall market and futures, see what levels we need to be aware of this morning, Arun. It's going to be an interesting one here. I feel a little bit more positive heading towards the open in the last 30 minutes here.
You know, it's been running obviously since yesterday, and this morning I thought there might have been a short around the 95 mark about half an hour ago. So I took a shot, lost a couple points on it. I'm out of it. It does feel a little like it wants to keep on going up. So I'm going to look at the top end level, 38.30. That's a level I've got. That's quite a distance away. It's 30 points away, but I'm going to wait to see what we do as we move up. Now, if we start to hesitate, the closer and closer we get. Now, keep in mind, this 38.30 level was 38.25 on Thursday, I believe, and then I changed it to 38.30 on Friday. So there has been hesitation up here before. We're in the around the 15 to 20 mark. So if we start to see something like that again, there could be a potential short. But for now, I'm going to leave it on the upside and let it go unless it sets up on the short side. Now on the downside, I've got 37.55. So we're kind of sitting, you know, right in the middle of a wide range. So I won't be doing a whole lot until I can actually get a very clear setup in either direction. I'm open to either direction, but I do want a very clear setup. If this is going to be the risk, then I need to have a pretty good risk reward ratio and the setup has to be very clean. But until that happens, I will be waiting and seeing what happens.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow as we head towards the open. Drizzly Incorporated. Looks like Uber is going to buy Drizzly Incorporated. We'll double check on that. 1.1 billion in stock and cash. So we can have a look at Uber here if we want to check out the actual stock. But let's continue along here with what is moving around in the pre-market, guys. Space back on watch. Virgin Galactic back to the upside. They announced at the end of last week there's a new test flight window for their rocket-powered suborbit craft that they're looking at getting before February 13th. So from now until February 13th, we finally could get that last test flight for space, guys.
And I mean, overall, I mean, you got SpaceX looking to send civilians up this year, which is exciting news, and Virgin Galactic here. Look, this is even from a technical standpoint. If you just go to the daily chart here, we're sort of this is a name that had just an unbelievable pullback entry, 25 to 27.50 that we talked about. Now, the only reason that kind of matters to me is when I look at these, I always look at these sort of obvious numbers to the upside, 25% return from an obvious breakout. So you get that 27.50, and that 55 sort of sticks out as a double up from that price range. You know, that's why it would make sense to me to be taking profit off of this name, at least today anyways, or at these prices. It makes just a heck of a lot of sense, guys. It already did this move, breaking pre-market low at 58.50, and then it held it once. So I feel like clearly you're seeing a little bit of that come into play today. Of course, there were the fantastic dip longs a few sessions ago, 40 to 44, 47.50 yesterday. Today, I think you're probably going to have to look at this chop zone. You know, I would not be adding back in. You take profit here, I wouldn't be adding back in unless I got like 52s or 53s on a swing or a long-term type of trade. But I like this 58.50. I think that's going to be a key pivot point here. If it can't get above that, I think it's going to be profit taking on this news in Virgin Galactic. So 58.50 is a level. 52 to 53, I think if it gets down there, certainly any kind of a pullback that big is worth a dip buy.
Okay, and thank you, Brendan, for that Uber call right there. So we're already in the money, 50 cents. So where's Valeria? We're going to get to her soon because there it is. Good call. Thank you, Brendan. It should be Brendan with the Superman right there. But we waited for 54.50 to break. It breaks, and then we take it. So right now, a nice little. We didn't get our full amount there, of course. It broke, and there was this dark pool mania. But right now, $1 in the money on that Uber call. Brendan was mentioning there, Drizzly. I guess they're a fully integrated. They can sell booze and alcohol and whatnot. They're gonna be throwing that with Uber Eats. So yeah, more to come on this one, but a nice little win here for us already. 54.50 right here. Long 95 cents now in the money on this name, and it just keeps on going. So let's back up the truck already to start today. Long AMC, yes, Brendan, and long Uber as we go through 56. Good call, bud.
Yeah, so it looks like Drizzly, guys, is an alcohol e-commerce platform that they're going to directly integrate into their Uber Eats platform. So you'll be able to order your favorite alcoholic beverage, I guess, in certain places through Uber Eats, which is a big deal. But that's a big deal, you know, dollar-wise as well. 1.1 billion stock and cash for Drizzly. In the U.S. It's Boston-based, apparently. We mentioned DraftKings already. Let's go to Alibaba, guys. Alibaba, the Chinese e-commerce, reporting earnings better than expected right across the board. And I mean way better than expected right across the board. There was really not even a single, you know, discussion or language or number that was even negative here, guys. So big beat for Baba.
Yeah, go ahead, Neil. I'm just looking at this Uber trade. I mean, this is $2 in the money, so take it, and maybe I'll get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, you got to manage a pre-market trade rate with that kind of profit. Cash in stock, it's an interesting one because people talk about Uber needing to stay in its lane, and I think this is actually a big deal for them, and not necessarily the same as some of the other ventures that they've gotten into. Alibaba was a weird one. This one sold. I didn't see this coming in the pre-market. This one sold off through 265. Right here, just before 8 o'clock, before we came on. Bottom at 260, so I had sort of the notes, okay, well, if they're going to sell on this, you gotta be defending a 250 level when you look at the daily chart here. And solid earnings. Remember, of course, you do have the rest of tech coming in the afternoon. Jack Ma was left off a list of influential entrepreneurs that came out in China for whatever reason. I'm sure you can guess what the reason for that is. Weird snub that makes no sense, but I guess it does to some. Had there been a chance that we were defending this 250 to 255 level, great, sign me up. I think we would have had a day trade bottom picking, but clearly we've now just come right back the other way, and we're looking at the same 265 level that I thought was going to be interesting when I sat down this morning. So I would love to be sort of long in front of that price with a quick reversal to the short side, just a pure momentum short through 265. The fact that it wanted to trade down to 260 pre-market here, I think is a bit of a decent sign. It's a tight range here. So obviously using that level, hopefully after the open, just because I like this trade in Baba usually after 9:30. I'm looking 265 scalp short. If we hold that after the open, I think you're long in front of that level, hopefully for the rest of the day there, guys. The 268 top break I'm not taking because breakouts of pre-market highs on Alibaba have never been the best trade for me. I'd look to find better prices than that.
Guys, I can't be more happier with Alibaba. We'll hit the Superman again because we've been talking about this one. I was making this the pick of 2021 before. I mean, this happened right here. I mean, we were talking about Alibaba. We loved Alibaba. I even liked it as we were at the highs of 320. But then Jack Ma went missing. The CCP came involved. Well, he was missing after they were involved. And then you had this move down, and this is where we started buying it. One of my buys, 223, another one in the 230s, and another one in the 240s. We had started our bids and our buys in this 260 range. So we're right back to where we started, and we picked them up. And go AMC. So we'll talk about that in a minute. We took $1 on Uber. Here we go. If I can call this up, you could see. Up, down, it breaks through 56 and we get out. That's $1.10 right there. And our AMC trade, yes, just keep marching, young fellow. We are long right here, 905. You're all the way up. Forget about these dark prints. It's not happening. This is the real prints right now. There's some dark prints going off here at 10, you can see. So 935, a nice little 45-cent win right now for AMC, but that's not the stock we were talking about. But that's AMC going upside there. But Alibaba, just to give you guys a quick look, 265. It's looking to take some of that out. It was a great quarter. There's no doubt about that. Ant Group was what, 2.5 billion or something in profits there. So I like taking out this 266 today. We're going to see. Let's just check back quickly as we only have 20 minutes. Wow. For some reason, we still have 20 minutes. AMC, although we're ramping up, and we've got a hell of a win on AMC right now, but it is still getting big to the sell side here. Even larger was 3 million. But yeah, we're happy as right now. I was going to say hell, but I don't know if that's happy. But right now, a nice little 36-cent win. Sorry, we're long at 905 here, 908 on AMC. Let's get some out before 950 here. But once again, guys, barbecuing up the profits as we start early and often here on Trader TV.
All right, guys, we'll go to Tesla next. A number of these to get through still, so let's keep going. Tesla, we talked about this story going back a month ago, I want to say. There was a story about their digital display model, or the screen actually going black in some individual models. The Transportation Safety Board asked the company to voluntarily recall a whole bunch of cars that were affected by this. They kind of shoved it to the side and didn't really do anything. So now they're going to actually force Tesla to recall 134,951 cars, guys, which is a lot.
It certainly is. I mentioned the other news potentially with BYD, and I think that could, like we said, be a little bit more related to XPeng and NIO here. Tesla's been, I don't want to say disappointment, because certainly that chance at 900 was a good rollover short for Tesla. It definitely has made a bit of a bottom through that like 787 to 800 area, but now it's 850. That's the number on watch today for me. If it cannot break this at the open, it could be one of those sort of struggling days for Tesla. If we do get through there, 860 was just sort of a sleeper top for a while. It eventually broke and became like a bottom for like a couple of days, and then we're right back there. So 850, I don't love it as a breakout, just simply because you have that silly 860 level, which has held us down for like a week and a half on Tesla, and definitely gives you a little bit of extra cover if you're looking at 850 short. So if we can't break that off the open, it might be a bit of a sell opportunity day for Tesla. But in addition to Sean, of course, you got AMC here. I just sort of noticed off the bottom, GameStop breaking off of 120. If you remember, it was just below 120. That final halt when it cascaded to the downside a few sessions ago. When they restricted trading, of course, it was right down into that 120 mark, was that last bottom range. It just made a bottom here. Now, ignore these dark pool wicks to the top side. We're only trading at a 130 level right now. So it's about a $10 move up. It's the first sign of strength that we've seen so far, and I don't think it's any coincidence that it's right at that previous low that it made when trading was restricted last week.
Yeah, I'm trying to put in some of these things so I can try to, yeah, it's not working. I was going to try to hide some of these wicks up here because we're not going to 130 right now. Or sorry, 162. Those are dark prints. Yeah, look, I talked about getting, I'm long AMC, and you're seeing that's ripping to the high side, so that's a good one. This is right where I liked GameStop. So 130, was it right here or was it right here? Yeah, it must have been right here. That makes more sense to me. 135. So we're right there at VWAP right now, 135. So it's breaking to the high side. I like GameStop at 135. I think this is definitely one that's been worth it here. We did take off some, here we go, AMC. We did put this up here. We did take off some AMC, and again, all of these high prints aren't happening. There's some dark pool prints going through here. Our best out, 46. It does get as high, let's call it the real high here, about 60. Let's take off another piece. We've taken off so far 60%. We're holding 40% of our AMC trade, but I think it's worth getting some out here, as we do have, guys, remember, this big sell imbalance coming for 3 million shares.
About Uber here for a second, guys. More coming out on this deal. Looks like Uber talking about 90% of this, what was it, 1.1 billion? Going to be, yeah, 90% in stock. So the majority of that 1.1 billion in stock going to Drizzly stockholders. So just a heads up, if you're trading Uber, there might be a reaction still. Pfizer reported positive earnings, not really doing a heck of a lot here in the pre-market. It was actually better than expected on the revenue side of things. The per share number did come in a little weak. You can have a look at Pfizer, guys. I really want to talk about this C3 AI, though. Interesting news that IPO from the end of last year, kind of went to sleep, didn't really do anything right through to January, but they come out this morning talking about a deal in the energy sector that will see them team up with Shell, Baker Hughes, and Sean, Microsoft getting involved with this. On the data processing side of things, they're going to use some AI technology when it comes to processing oil and all natural gases, things of that nature coming from the energy group.
I mean, look, no surprise. I mean, everyone's getting involved with Microsoft. We've seen them make a couple of big deals lately. I love Microsoft. I keep talking about that. You saw yesterday what a great trade that was off that bottom of 233, I think it was. We talked about that on the show. And AI, again, another good one. I mean, I see the commercials all the time on CNBC. And so nice little ad spend there, 147 the bottom. I don't know a whole hell of a lot about this company, obviously, as they just IPO'd. But we did make a beautiful bottom. For me, a better recent IPO, and I'm actually going to be putting some in the long-term portfolio. As here we go, AMC's getting real spicy. Is Snowflake. Snowflake pulls all the way back down to 263. This is definitely worth buying. I'm picking up some Snowflake instead of some C3 AI, but guys, I got to go over to this one. I do like AMC breaking through 975 here on a 1 minute chart. Again, it doesn't look so great, but 975 has just sort of been that top there. So we'll see if we can't play AMC through 975 here. Big win already, man, 60 plus cents. We got to get Valeria on the screen soon, guys.
Yeah, and the C3 AI, I mean, it has a shot. I think if we break this 150 today, it has a shot to get to this temp top at 154. We talked a few weeks ago about the better think tanks when it came to the AI sector, and of course Microsoft being in that band. So you're always going to have that kind of exposure. The same is going to be true when it comes to Facebook and when it comes to Alphabet as well. Those are the three biggest and probably best. I mean, you can throw Apple into there as well in terms of the amount spending to develop AI solutions. And this is just a practical application of that. This is certainly the wave of the future, and that's why exposure to those names is not just the usual that you guys are thinking about, whether it's cloud, whether it's social, whether it's phones. AI is the wave of the future, and you're going to get that exposure in those names. I do like a 150 break on C3 AI today. When I saw that news, definitely one I want to have. And there you are, Miss V. But it's only 35,000 shares pre-market, so there's no chance, 0% chance I would take C3 AI on this low volume before 9:30, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back. First of all, we were off yesterday. We had some batteries explode in the office, but everything's fine. We're back. Everyone's good. Valeria is back as well. If you're just joining us, welcome. Welcome back, Miss V. She's going to be hanging out. She's obviously quarantining after being away last week, so she'll be remote for the next couple of weeks, but joining us on screen at least. I want to get into trading here, guys, because there's a lot going on, a lot of volume. Novavax and Inovio. We saw a huge move yesterday in INO, but we can talk about Novavax. This is both COVID-19 related. So more positive data on Novavax front and Inovio yesterday when it comes to some treatments for COVID-19. So these are strong again this morning here.
Well, Novavax was looking strong, and then this just happened, and this is just a couple of minutes ago here, Brennan. So you did get a pull back into the afternoon's, support level. This 260 is where it was able to hold on to basically the entire session, but the afternoon as well. So this is a big level for Novavax. I did think there was a shot at maybe a rollover trade yesterday, but then that never came into fruition off of the open. It never really got that breakdown that you would see here. The same thing could be happening at 260 on Novavax. It's a trade. I might have to have this one in the pre-market if there's going to be any kind of a pullback, but just relatively tight stops when it comes to this stock. It can be a little bit crazy. I just want to update that BNGO, just so you guys know, that 12 to 1250 area. I took the top end of this range with a tighter stop here. It's holding right now, so you're going to see these lows at 1235. Hold on. Scalp it to this like 1275. Reload in front of 50. Scalp to 1275. And then I'm just going to now hold for some for the high of the day or just in front of it above 13. If it breaks, we'll hold on to the rest. But the first level, I'm not going to let this one break 1235 at the open. There's probably a better dip buy in bingo if we do get that push to the downside in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so.
I can't just have Valeria just sitting there. Valeria, how's it going? How was your trip to the motherland?
It was amazing. I got some power from my homeland and ready to have a great time in Toronto in quarantine.
You got to, did you see Vladimir Putin riding any horses or anything around there, or is it too cold
we
for that?
had a chat a little bit. He said hi to us, to all of you guys.
All right, guys, Valeria is going to be with us on the bottom there. Find her in the chat. She's going to be sharing some of our links, our handles at Trader TV, at Instagram, a few of those as well. So nice to have you back, Valeria. We were missing you last week, but it's good to have your smile there on the screen today. So make sure you don't pick your teeth or anything, as everybody will be able to watch you right now. But we just took out a big winner there, Miss V, on AMC. A nice little 70-cent win right now, and we're going to look to go a little longer through 975 here, guys. AMC to start the day. Let's go.
All right, 10 minutes to go here, guys. We'll pass things off to you, and we'll jump into what is moving around as far as things in the pre-market here. 30+ million already on AMC. SNDL leading the way as far as volume is concerned so far.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the biggest volume is going to be in those names. Just not to get too far away from the other ones. You are seeing that spike happen in AMC. I almost said AMD there. But it's very, very muted on something like a Naked Brands. And again, we talk about the relative weakness here. I look at that 130, that 135. I know, Sean, you already mentioned this level. I look at that as a bit of a wall. I definitely have favored shorting Naked Brands when these plays are on. I always like to have something that I want to be the short side of, and it's not necessarily going to be AMC today. So I'm looking at that 135 to see if it'll be resistance for me in Naked Brands. It is short sell restricted. Every single one of these, I guess, short squeeze names is going to be short sell restricted. That means you cannot aggressively hit the bid, guys. You have to wait for an uptick. I don't think that'll be a problem. Usually, if it does break $1 and there's a shot at that trade, there's usually plenty of liquidity around $1. Usually, I'm getting the fill for that trade most of the times. I think it's more of an issue if you're trying to hit the bid in like a GameStop if it happens to go down, which it just started turning at 140.
Yeah, we went long AMC. We were able to get some out there, so we did take more shares. I don't know what's going on with these charts again, but okay, we did go up there, and I got some of those fills at 80, and I think our best one, let me just double check, I think it was 80, 81s. No, 80 was our best out, and then a bunch of 79s there. So we're gonna hold this back until 950 break. That's probably gonna happen right now. So again, we're not gonna hold on to this last piece for too long because anything can happen. We still do have a very, very long time until open here, and AMC now even getting spicier to the sell side, guys. These are not bids. These are to the sell side. So, yeah, AMC right now, big move up. I mean, that's why there has to be some kind of profit taking when you do this, right? So it's already moved to the high side there. Do we think it could take out 10? Of course, my target is like 11 or so today on AMC, but we have to wait. And I'm not going to let this thing fall back down. I think it's well worth building back to the upside. You just talked about Naked Brands. Would love to get long Naked Brands here as well through this 130. What I didn't even see. We were talking about it earlier, and I didn't write it down. But
it was 135.
Oh yeah, it was this? Yeah, something around here. These bottoms, so 135ish. I already have the order to go through. I guess I could have looked at that, but 135 on Naked Brands, and then waiting and hoping and praying that AMC can retake that top and look at $10. But Uber, the other name, Brendan, that you brought us, has been doing good volume, 800,000 shares. Still pretty choppy, but looking to take that out. Take it, Bren.
Yeah, trying to go again here, guys. Another one to have a look at. Cassava Sciences, SAVA. This is not COVID related, but they did release positive data on an Alzheimer's treatment that they are working on. So up big time, 46% on monster volume here for SAVA.
So one that is COVID related, this it's at the bottom of our watch list, guys, so check this one out. It's a AEZS, Eterna. I've had a couple of shorts. It's a bit of a rollover play here, and again, this is sort of a prophylactic vaccine play, and they had positive evaluation. It's up 42%, but there was already like a top made 120, and then a consolidation right around that $1 mark. When I went to that higher time frame, of course, you can go way, way back. You have to go pretty far back here, guys, to be able to see, like a 125, 130 area going back into the summer. I think that's going to be, and already has been, a bit of resistance for this stock. And then when I get to consolidation, Laura, I took multiple scalp trades off of like 1 to 102. It couldn't get past 95. So file that price away, 95 cents, a bit of resistance here, or support, I suppose I should say. I did get stopped out when it broke 105 once, and then simply just worked back into position when it failed. If it takes out this high again, this 105, well, not the high, but this 105 level, I will cover this one going into the open and look for a re-entry point. A 95 break would be just as good for me as well, or in the event that I get stopped out and it does not make a run at the high of the day, I would simply take this one short through $1. So I'm favoring the short on AES today. I don't see any overwhelming signs of strength just yet. Certainly that is apt to change if it breaks through that 125 level. I would not be shorting any price past that. $2 maybe, something along those lines. We talked a little bit about Alibaba. Obviously, I did say that this is a trade that I would be looking for after the open. 265 already broke to the downside here, guys. So, I guess if I was willing to take this in the pre-market, you'd be in the money like $1.50. I've had zero success usually with BABA and that style of trade. If it gets back to that pre-market low at 260, worth a look, but 250 to 255 is such a fantastic level on the stock. The same way that 225 and a little bit lower when Ma went missing was certainly a level as well.
Everybody knows that we love me some Palantir, but I mean, right now it's up 1%, so yeah, good. Excited about it, but I mean, here's the 20-minute chart on Palantir, and I'm not super excited here. Hey, Valeria, how's it going?
Amazing. How are you, Sean?
Good, not too bad. Okay, so $35 here to the upside. We're going to watch out for that on Palantir, and then 33, maybe 32. Again, we look for these sort of clumped up action areas, and I think 32 is a decent level right there to see if that comes through, and then 33. So right now, I don't know, it's not great. 36. I can't really find any levels. I know, and again, I wish that I could. I mean, I wish that there was more for me to tell you guys on the chat. I know there's a lot of you looking at Palantir. So I just, for right now, I don't really see a hell of a lot of trade on Palantir. So we have to wait for that one to go on the upside. I still think that if you do take out, I mean, yesterday's high, again, this is what it does in the morning. Like, it gets us really super excited and then fades back down. That's why in the tweet that I sent out, which was pretty good, I talked about a couple of these key levels here, and I'll show it to you. It's at Trader TV Sean. Palantir 32. Someone said, well, it's not at 32. But that's kind of the level that I was talking about, though. And it's just coming back in again. Well, I have to zoom this out, but there's 32 is sort of that bunched area that I just talked about. So there is a level there on Palantir, and it's 32. So we're going to wait for that to come in, and I think it's worth buying some 33, 32 into those dips, and then see if we can't catch a bounce. But that's Palantir for right now, guys.
Yeah, and there was one name that I wanted to make sure I got to before the open here. HOL, there's another SPAC. Believe it or not. This one, I guess, interesting to some people. I'm a nerd, so why not? Astra going public via SPAC with HOL. Astra is a rocket-making company. Of course, you guys are probably aware of all the interest in space recently. This is already sort of sold off on the news on the gap to the upside, but now suddenly a level worth looking at. This 1540 to 1550 area initial dip. Definitely reversed off this price. It's like a 1540 area. And then the same thing sort of happening going into the open here. Now, we've seen these when the deal gets eventually announced, it ends up being a bit of a sell the event. So my first look, despite the fact that I really, really want this company to do well, would be thinking that 1550. If it does not break that off the open, I got to be thinking short side on this play. If we go through that price and we can hold it, maybe you make a bit of a run to the high. So HOL, I know it's not necessarily on the watch list, but certainly decent news today. And for those of you that are looking at Sundial, I would actually probably be considering already being into this trade. But when I tell you these levels are huge, and they just keep refreshing over and over and over again, and the volume isn't quite as crazy as I would have anticipated. It looked like on the chart, this should be like a 106 type of break, but it just keeps peppering this level and not going through, and I feel it could be a really, really spread-taking scalp kind of day on SNDL if we don't get some kind of movement. This is not necessarily the normal momentum game that it's been, despite being a dollar stock. So I would sort of caution against the home runs on SNDL, at least unless we get something crazy happening off the open. And that AEZS, like I said, I did get back into this position. I've been scalping this one. It just broke $1 again, but remember, this 95 has been a bit of a wall. So the thing that I should have already done, I'll do now, which is get some orders in front of 95 to take half of it off.
All right, AMC already did fall back down. We did get some out there at 50, but we reloaded a little bit there at VWAP. So we're now reloaded. You can see the average price 62, but we already lost on some of this, getting out through 50. Now it's right back. So diamond hands I do not have, but we reloaded back at 938. So let's wait to see if this one can come back to the high side. Obviously I think it can. So we'll wait. I think if we still could take out this 975 again. That's initially where we went long. It didn't even break it. but we did get, oh yeah, I guess it did break it. I don't know why it's not showing those candles upside, but we'll wait to see there. Now moving to the backside now is AMC. So, okay, a good little long there. We're going to watch out for 925 back to VWAP. We already know about the imbalances. Let's just quickly check in on them one more time. AMC getting even juicier to the sell side. So a big sell side there. GE always looking nice. I think this is a good stock to trade. I like GE. I like Boeing for a longer term play as well. And then quickly, because it's 928, we can check in Naked Brands with a big sell, SNDL with a big bid. So, and then Bed Bath & Beyond. Other than that, pretty small here. The only ones really worth it are these guys. And remember, the price of these stocks, guys. So it's not going to be a big price, not a big order type going through there. But we're going to wait for oh, that was the other one. AMD, sorry, not AMC I want to go to. I do like AMD. I like the chip sector. I've made SMH sort of the call for the year here. Oh, charts, come on, let's go. And here's AMD. We're going to wait to see if we take out 89. I like an 89 out on AMD, not C, but we are long AMC right now.
American Micro, I don't know, we'll probably never say American Micro, but I just talked about Sundial, and of course, it then breaks at 106 to the upside. So looks like there might be some movement on that stock after all, but it's time to drop that bell. Ms. V, you're right here, but I'm going to guess that it's Lucas ringing the bell because I don't see him in front of me. So let's get this party started. There he is in mask. 6, 5, 4. Nice shirt, Lucas. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get this party started. We are back after a little bit of a hiatus in yesterday's trade. Of course, you guys were all aware of that. Immediately gonna watch, and I know we should have talked about this one, Cassava Sciences. So I do have a level on this side I'm going to be watching, and it is if we break in Sava this 33 to the downside. I'm going to look for a short break at 33 on Sava, but it looks like it's going to the upside here. Want to make sure we got that in.
Okay, so we are going to take a little bit of a long here. I was looking at Microsoft, but AMD actually fell down here. So I don't know how far we have to defend this, but maybe 87. Where's yesterday's close? I get to zoom back out here. Yesterday's close right around here. Okay, so yeah, exactly. 87.50 or so. We'll defend this one, but we are long right now. AMD and AMC as we go both longs, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, and look, I don't know why I didn't have my order out ready to go, but it looks like we just bounced on BNGO off of what price? Off of $12 at the open. It gets right down into this range. I tried to pick it up on the way back in. I did not get it, so I stopped out of that 50. Remember, we said if that broke, we'd get out of it. But I didn't get this on the way back, and it gave you right back into that 1230 range. I'll have to wait more patiently for the current low now, which looks like 1165 or so. We didn't talk about BlackBerry. Apologies there, but it's not necessarily as exciting as the rest. CCIV, I thought we'd be looking at a break maybe to the upside at that 1240. It looks like 2840. This is headed to the downside as well.
Okay, so I don't know what happened there. I guess we got wicked out of some of our trade there at 925. So I don't know. I guess maybe we did have that big sell imbalance come, but we loaded up again. So now we're long AMC back to the downside, back to the upside right now on AMC. And a nice win. This got going as well, up to 88.25. Let's continue to watch AMD here high side. As Uber
sorry, no, go ahead.
Go ahead, GameStop. Yeah, go ahead.
No, GameStop just broke 150 into this level, this 162, 163. Be cautious here. I had a couple of slow orders, but I got in and out when BNGO it broke 12. I got long in front of it, immediately out there, but I'm looking 162.75. Looks like a good price here. And GameStop looks like it's going somewhat parabolic, and there's like 10 break on AMC. That was actually an entry for me there. Let's see if we can get that one running. But 162.75 GameStop looks like a level.
Yeah, we're doing quite well here on AMC as well, running this one to the high side. I just can't believe that we got wicked out there. So we're long again, 980 right now. So we just took some out there at the high side, breaking through 10. We got some out at 10. I do like long through 10, just has to break considerably through that before we take anything off. Okay, and then AMD still looking to protect at 87.50. I do want to take some out if we get back to 88.25. Look at the NASDAQ though, man. The NASDAQ's running. What about our friend Mr. Softy here as well? Back to the downside. Could be a good opportunity. We saw yesterday Microsoft in the morning pull down to 232, pull down about $3 or $4, and the same thing happening right now off the open, 241 right now down to 240. Possible area to pick some up on Microsoft right here, guys.
Yeah, and Sundial's going, guys. Looks like it's still not through that pre-market high, of course, but 115 is going to be that price. It looks like it's going to try to turn around off of this. Just a quick look, just to show you guys the level 2 here. It's not an overwhelming size in the offer. It's only like 50,000 shares. Remember the wall yesterday that this had at the top? Nothing like that. I'm going to take one shot shorting 12s and 13s. But remember, it's not a gigantic level here, and it might be a little bit of trouble if it cannot break through that price, guys. But either way, I'm going to short 12s. I'm not going to chase it down to 10 or so. 105, 106 on a pullback looks like a fantastic opportunity to pick some up if you're bullish.
Okay, and AMC right now, so AMD, that's working, but AMC, well, I mean, it's not even working that much. We're only in the money 30 pennies now on this one, but AMC is coming back to the downside. Let's start to defend some of these levels, guys. What's up, Brendan?
Just heads up on Cassava Sciences we talked about right before the open there. Initial strength was sold here, guys. Got all the way up to 35 and then just smacked hard. 43% still for SAVA, but sellers coming in, guys.
Okay, here we go. Looks like we are going to try to break this 890 level right now on AMC. So we're long 86, but we've been dumping it. So there's really been no damage done here. Oops, where's the chart of AMC? Yes, because these wicks. We're going to look out to watch out for this bottom, guys. 880 is the bottom. That's definitely a good short there, guys.
Yeah, and Brendan, thank you for reminding me, because I was looking to see weakness in Cassava Sciences. Once this thing takes out, well, it doesn't take out the high, it tests the high at 35, pre-market high 35.5. You get the consolidation lower. That's an entry for me every single time. I'm going to go for 1 on AMC, because that 10 break, no moss. I just got out when it broke back 75. Don't want to hold on to this too long, but I'm going to take Sava in front of 34 here. It's a relatively tight stop, but I think the risk to reward is pretty solid, guys. I'm going to watch this level too. It's broken 34 several times, but never gotten past like 10, 15 outside of that one push at 930.
Okay, we're short here now. I don't know if this is going to halt or what on AMC, but right now we are short.
Well,
yeah, we're trying to get out of some of this because we're short. No, it did not halt, Neil. It came close to halting there. I don't know what just snapped there on AMC, but we are short this name, so we're going to get some out here as it breaks through 875. Then that halt just resisted there. So let's wait to see what happens now on the downside, if it even goes down at all. But we are loaded up here on AMC to the downside, so making a lot of money back here. I don't know if it's going to halt or not, but we are happy with this trade. A nice little Superman victory on the short. Reverse short, reverse short, reverse short. Now we're down to 850. 860 here. Let's see how far we can go to the south side here. AMC looks like it wants to crack right now, guys. We've averaged into Microsoft and not into AMD, but we
Sundial has a 3 million share bid here that's literally getting chewed up. And this one, I thought 106 was going to be a support level, but if it bounces off this, I'm going to be shorting into this move, guys. I just saw the level. All these names coming back in. GameStop back down to 130. If it's going to be a sell, I kind of want to jump over to Sundial and Naked Brands to be short those two. These are the ones we said we liked, or at least I said that I liked, and I already missed Naked Brands. It's approaching $1, but I'll short 105 to 108 as an average price into that dollar range if I can, guys. I think both of those would be good opportunities. $1 on a break as well, which is coming right here, right now. I'm going to see if I can't take it.
Okay, big time win here on Microsoft. Yes, averaged in 240, 239 and change. Now you're ripping to the high side right now on Softies. So a nice little victory here, $1.25 now in the money on Microsoft, and still tanking right now, Tank City on AMC. We got some bids to the low side. See if we can pick those up. But right now, lots to worry about for me as we are hella trading and nicely in the money on a lot of these names.
Guys, I just hit 5s, I hit 3s, I hit 1s, and the only entry I got was the initial 104 on Naked Brands. It's already down below $1. You're seeing it trade as low as 97. I just took some off there. I'm going to short the pop if I can. Sundial now below that 105. I got 105 half. I'm going to add to that position as these are selling off here. Brendan?
Heads up on BNGO, guys. Initial weakness here at the open was bought right back up. So testing these pre-market levels once again for BNGO, looking really strong.
We're getting some off here. Another big time win here as we keep barbecuing up the profits. Break AMC. I mean, this sucks because I'm long $2 calls, but making back money right now off a beautiful short here. Keep going, man. We got a monster winner right now. We take out the big stick, Neil, and we hit it. Bang! What a big day it is right now for us on this name. AMC, Tank City. Go to the downside. Let's keep going down. Big win on AMC, guys. Monster win on Microsoft as well to the long side. Long one, short the other. Let's go. Big time profits coming through, Neil.
Yeah, and we got shorts on both these names. The smaller names, of course, are going to be Sundial. I love that AMC look. You have to be able to reverse when you see that weakness. GameStop, just watch out. We talk about GameStop leading the way sometimes. It's about $10 away from that low. If it holds the bottom, I'll definitely take some of these off. But it just got 101s on Sundial in terms of profit. 105 was the short. I'm going to add to this one if I can. But the bottom break at $1, 98 pre-market is already the low. So it might be a better breakdown trade at 98. Take some profit in front of it. I see 5 million shares. Did I see that right? 5 million shares. 5 million shares in the bid at one even. That's worth some profit down there.
Yeah, guys, big time trading, man. They back up the truck today. Wow. We take a day off, but you know what? You can't stop the hands. The hands keep on moving. And what a big trade. Wow. I just wish we weren't so much in love with that AMC trade, but I had to get some out here on Softy as we come right to that consolidation level. But now you just keep on ripping higher. What a monster day it's been for us today so far. The cash cow keeps coming in. Microsoft long, 239.85, guys. This is a $2 plus winner right now. 70 cents. AMC, wow, I just wish we would have held that one, but we did, but not enough. As we get down to 812 now, wow, big time wins happening here today. Unplugged we are, not today. No fumes, no problem, let's go.
You better believe it smells pretty nice around here. GameStop is halted, by the way. It's a volatility halt at 130, so it's still above that 120. Remember, we can go back to that low. It's going to be like that 108 to 110 area. If we break below that price, it's definitely going to be a sell, but I'm holding these shorts. If we actually get an open above, and it opens to the upside here, might be worth trimming at least a little bit. It tends to be the leader of the band, so to speak, but currently a 5-minute or possibly 10-minute volatility halt. I want to go back to that HOL. We did talk about the new SPAC on board. I didn't get the execution at the open, but it does look relatively weak off that 1550. It looks like we are selling the news here. I'm going to short in front of 15 even. Tighter stop. Brendan?
A couple of Chinese names just popping up here, guys. Both JD.com and PDD, Pinduo Duo. Yeah, 4% here for JD.com. Just broke 95 to the upside on a big volume spike. Pinduo Duo also 4+% on the day so far, guys.
Oh, man, sorry about it. I feel like this is like the forgotten child here as AMD because, man, what a great trade it's been. I need some more coffee. We're going to get some more water soon as well. But, wow, that's been a big one for us today. And, wow. AMC. Okay, we'll take off some AMD profits. But, I mean, I can't be more happier with Microsoft either, guys. Look at this bottom, 239.90. We picked that up. And I just discussed where we were defending that 239 level. So, good on that. We take that initial 240. Now we just keep going to the upside. Look at that last out, 241.60. Watch out for the NASDAQ coming down. We have 20% of that left. And then this just keeps on coming through, man. You want to talk about it. We did it, man. We did it. We kept on hitting this AMC to the short side. We went long. We got out, and now we're cashing in as you're going to break through $8 right now, AMC. Oh, man, damn it. My personal account is getting demolished. No, it's not really. We already took out half at 16, so that's good. Now we'll wait to see AMC, but wow, what a move to the downside, and we got this one. Space also coming back in, guys, big time.
Yeah, and watch out for that space. We did talk about the profit taking was likely to happen on this name today. Certainly has. 52 was sort of the bottom that I thought would be at least a little bit interesting. Working into that HOL, but watch out, AEZS. We were scalping this one all morning, and now it's making a run at the top. I just shorted it off of this. Look, the high of the day here is at 118. I'm shorting this turn here off of the high of the day on AEZS. Brendan?
Bottom end of the watch list, guys. AEZS, yes, was on the watch list. Held $1 there on a huge volume spike. This volume was 60 times on the relative scale, guys.
Different month, same result right now. Code word now. Short squeeze is the code word. Brought to you by Cool Graphics. We're changing up our graphics as well. Hopefully new ones coming this week, guys. 760, nice little out there. I mean, we broke 8. We just took some more out. You can see where we're short AMC. 870 short AMC, guys. Big time trading. Big time executions on Microsoft this morning as well. 240, 239 upside. So back-to-back jacks right there. Oh, yeah. And by the way, we're going to go 4 for 4. Again, that guy said, new month, same style. Let's just keep going. AMD, 25 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents in the money, 50 cents in the money right now. Microsoft, $1.55 in the money. And AMC, I hear you, Gregory, pounding the table. I hope that's
short.
For this short, guys. 757, Neil's short, GameStop, let's go.
Well, you know what? I hit the, you know what? We'll see if I get it. Do I get it? Okay, I actually have the entry there. Yeah, a little bit of a slow order there, but GameStop looked like it was about to. It broke that 108 that I talked about. I got the fill finally all the way down at like 107, and I'm trying to add to my position in that sundial, but I couldn't get any more shares up at 105. All these headed to the downside. If we halt down again in GameStop, you better watch out below. But I think this one you got to get back to the teens. Brendan?
Yeah, you're reading that right. 50+%, guys, to the downside. This one, not so much. BlackBerry, the other one that was kind of trading with these at the end of last week, only 9%. Actually held 13 there, guys, working its way back up.
Did you say BlackBerry?
Yeah, BlackBerry, yeah, BB. So check out Space right now, the final frontier as well, coming through. Look, man, we are very, very light now. What a big monster trade that was for me on AMC, man, bringing us back to life. But realistically, it was all about Microsoft. We just absolutely destroyed that Microsoft level there, or that trade. There wasn't really any levels. 52.60, a nice little bottom here. 51.50 for Space, Virgin Galactic. We call it Space, of course, but that's Virgin. 52.20 coming through, a decent pivot point back down there. It bounced right off that. So let's see if it can make its way back to the high side, though, but I'm not sure. I'm just loving life right now as AMC continues to make a move to the downside. What's up, B?
DraftKings, wow, big move here as well. 9%, guys, just broke through 60 or 59.5, I guess 60 up here. Still to come, but big volume spike there. I guess it was day highs I saw on an alert there for DraftKings. Guys.
Oh my goodness, I just noticed this, and thank you, Brendan. Sava is going absolutely parabolic here, guys. I'm going to get to GameStop in just a quick second. It's approaching that 100 level. I mean, it's having at least a little bit of trouble getting through 103. I'm going to scalp some off. I got a bad entry in terms of my shorts. My price isn't what I would like, so I will take some off. But if it breaks 100, I'm looking to hold through. Cassava Sciences, I saved my butt getting out of that short. That was crazy. It's halted once, and it just got to $45. If that's the turn, I would have thought 50 would be a better level. But watch out. This one could be halt, reopen, halt kind of thing, the way that I'm just seeing it trade here. So be very, very careful. I didn't get this entry at 104 and 105 on sundial, but I'm looking to still add back into the short position, guys. So GameStop, quickly scalp $4 there. It should have been like 6 or 7. I'm not sure how that happened. But either way, if it breaks 100, I'm trying to hold through. If it's back above like 115, you should walk away from this one because it could always squeeze up. That's always in the back of our minds here.
Okay, and I mean, I don't even know what else to do right now, guys. 70 cents in the money right now, AMD. Good little long. Should have got longer there. We were just too busy looking at AMC. My mistake, but we did talk about defending that. Oh, yeah, and remember when I said what we were going to do with Palantir? Guess what? We done did it right now. So we defend that 32 and change, and boom, there's another 40 cents. So here we go again, Miss V. We are just supermaning this right now. Just keeps going to the high side. Beautiful trade. 5 for 5, if I can count properly, Valeria. That's not a bad morning. How's your morning going, Miss V?
Amazing, Sean.
Good. Wow. Hey, keep it there. Don't be too busy there. I don't know if you have a Starbucks or not. Here we go. Palantir, guys. Belly dancer time. Big time traders. We go 5 for 5 today. Welcome back. Different month. Same stuff. Same decisions. Let's go, guys.
HOL, guys, 2 things. One, just got out of that GameStop. Of course, it broke 115, so get out of that trade. It looks like it's headed back up. HOL is headed to the downside. However, I do have this one on at 14.75. I was trying to get more shares in the rollover, but you guys saw GameStop make a crazy move. If we break 23, we're likely headed down to 13 even. I'm adding on a 23 break, certainly, so I will scalp off 50 pennies in front of it, and then the plan of action there on this name would be to add through 25 back what we got out. If it bounces up, we're looking at a 15.50 entry. We like that level from before, but that was just crazy on GameStop. As quickly as it went down, it snapped off 100. Brennan?
Just had an alert on this one, guys. AI, C3 AI from the watch list, held 150 there, started heading higher on volume. So now 11%, pushing 11% for C3 AI. Also saw Cron popping up. Some of the cannabis names starting to look strong, guys.
And not looking that strong. We talked about it a second ago. High of day there, AEZS. It holds the top. I wasn't able to get more shares on the way down, but I'm getting some out in front of VWAP. I got 12s as the short, covering some in front of 4, 5, 6. If it goes down to $1, I'll be basically, I'd say almost flat on this trade. I think certainly holding through $1, probably a little bit reckless. When all this was happening, C3 AI, of course, it's going to give you that move. And again, this one was not doing much volume in the pre-market, so there's no way that was going to be on the radar until it made an opening range. It has now. The breakout definitely potentially on here in C3. Here's your daily chart to be able to see. If we get through like a 160 level, this could go crazy. It's got to get there first. I'm looking now at the current high of the day, 153.50 for an actual entry point now that the stock is open.
Guys, we're just loving everything, and thank you for coming back again. 13,000 viewers, and you didn't, I guess you missed us yesterday, but turn that like. I mean, this is normally Valeria's job there. V, make sure you watch out for these likes and come back. Give them hell on the chat. We need to turn that 2,000 around to 3,000 or 4,000 with 14,000 people watching. I think we deserve a few more likes because your boy over here, man, look at Uber, 1 for 1. We go in here and out. We should have held it. My bad on that one. Microsoft, nice little $3 winner as well, or $2 winner right now to the upside. Bang, bang, 2 longs right there on Microsoft. AMD, in here, 87 out, 40, 50 cent win, have 10% left. AMC, so this is our fifth stock now. AMC, nicely done here. In, we absorb some of this. We take this 75, get out a little bit, get out on the break, and then just hammer the short. This is how you know your boy's taking a lot of shares here, because look at all of these outs. We have enough ammo that we can take these outs, guys, and that's what I do. 760, a nice little bottom. Let's see what happens right now. It looks like we need to get out. We only have 5% left. I don't know. We'll get out another piece right now as it looks like it's breaking higher.
And trying to break higher was actually Naked Brands there. We get that 94, of course. It was almost impossible to get this short. I mean, try to get fours. We got them. We didn't get ones or twos. It just made a bottom at 85 cents, which, oddly enough, I think I said that would be support on Sundial. But either way, it turns out to be on Naked Brands. I'd take some more off at 91. And again, if you can get like 10%, 10 cent move on a stock like this, you have to. If we get back to $1, I'm going to short that level almost 100%. I talked about HOL here, guys. It's looking like it's about to try to roll over. Remember, I'm going to try and take profit in front of this level here, that 1425, and then have a stop order, to go more short when we break that 25 area. This, of course, is the rocket maker, the SPAC, and it's having some trouble getting its second legs. That's the only reason I'm shorting this name, Brendan.
Big move down here for Harley Davidson, guys. 21%. I did see a headline talking about an electric bike, a possible partnership for an electric bike. Pretty sure they already had an electric bike, so not sure if that's the cause here, but massive move down here for HOG.
Harley. Yeah, I mean, the market's ripping up here, but AMD's kind of just chilling. A nice little 25-cent win right now on AMD, so we're super, super happy about that. We'll floss that off, but in reality, guys, the big money comes today from Microsoft. You know, this is why you pick favorite stocks and you don't shy away from putting on size, right? So 240 right there, 239, beautiful upside. Now Microsoft $2 plus in the money. AMC, we still hold this short. You can see 870 is our price. We shorted 885, then we shorted again, 870 break. So this is what happens when you believe in a stock. You double it up. So bang, bang, all the way to the upside there. I don't know what that out was there, 875, but anyways, 859 to the bottom, 818 makes a nice little bottom there. I was wondering about shorting again through 795 on AMC, and here it comes, breaking back down through 8. So the day just keeps on getting spicier and spicier, guys. Palantir, this is why we drop the stock. I mean, we take it upside. Palantir still one of my biggest winners. Pigs get slaughtered. So you take that trade, you get out right here. It comes basically right up to VWAP. VWAP would have been up there, but you can see it's coming through. Get out right there. Now it comes back down, looking to get longer Palantir again, guys.
And just covered even more of that AEZS, I should say. Check that. We'll do a bit of a backflip. It bounced off of $1. Anticipated that was likely to happen. That's why you take a few legs out of that 112 short. If it continues, this was the absolute best I got in the pre-market, which is 94.95. That's going to be the next wall to the downside. If it breaks $1, I'm not going to add anything unless it breaks 95 even. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Another one making big moves downside. INO from the watch list, straight southbound from 19 to 14.5. Keep in mind, this thing went from 9 to 20 over the past few days. So a bit of a pullback here for INO.
Yeah, market coming back here as well. So, I mean, look, I see people still asking about Palantir, and this is why we take that 32, and we talked about what it does every morning. It tends to have these big moves down, and here comes another one. So, honestly, what is this? 31, 35. We're getting really, really close to that. We're getting really close to 31 evens, 30 even as well down here. Looking to maybe defend this 31.40. We probably got to give it to 31. So Palantir now on a big move down. Could be a day maker if it does go back up. We're flat right now, but watch out. 31.35 coming into question for me anyway. So we'll probably take another long and see if it holds that 31.30. Yeah, here it comes right to the downside. I mean, just a violent move down. We're very, very lucky that we were able to pick that up and then get out basically on the only up move that we've seen all day. So we got to start defending this 31. But man, big move down here for Palantir. Down 8 Ps right now, 8%, guys.
8%, yeah, 8%. That's not chump change, but certainly it's made it up before. I'm going to go with lineup and knock some doubt in HOL. Of course, it's the SPAC we're talking about here. I got in front of 15, of course, before. Then I added on a 25 break. I started taking it off in front of 14 even. So, of course, these shares up here at 70 and 80, you're making 60, 70 pennies on those. Once I have only these 14.25s left, the next target is going to be down this 13.50 area. That was the pre-market low. If that breaks, whoo, could be a doozy. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Ryan Coogler, who I believe made Black Panther, if I'm correct, signing an exclusive deal with Disney. Guys, a couple years he's going to make content exclusively for Disney and Disney Plus. Disney ripping on that, 174 to 176 right now, guys.
Yeah. Look, I mean,
Disney goes up anyways. I mean,
if you're not in Disney, then I don't know really. I mean, I can't keep saying I don't know what you're doing, but we've been loving Disney for a while. Some of my friends rotated out of AMC the other day and into Disney. So congratulations to you, Big Cheese, as I know you did that. That was a good trade. But Palantir right now, chicken dinner winners, man. We still go to the high side right now on Palantir. What a big trade this is turning out to be there. We just talked about defending that 31.35 level, and that we did. We got 37s, we got 48s, and now you can see to the high side, 31.39, a nice little rip up, 50 cents now in the money for Palantir, $1.50 in the money for Microsoft, 50 cents in money for AMD, and another 50 for AMC. Damn, it's a good day, Neil.
And I want to go back to, if I can, to Sundial. This is the only, basically you can see the four shorts that we have on. Sundial is the one that looks the strongest here. I know my chart is frozen. It's probably going to crash in a second, but at least you can kind of see it's holding that same 103, 104, 105 range at the bottom. Essentially, that's exactly where my average price is after getting some out of O2s. Cannot let this retake 106, guys. I think this one looking a little bit stronger than the other shorts I have on, at least for the time being. Brendan?
Another one that's given you big moves over the past couple of days. Fubo TV had a couple of upgrades yesterday, headed higher on that. Back downside today, trying to hold 48 here, but big move up, as I mentioned, 55 from 30, guys. Volume coming in for Fubo.
I don't want to make a mistake here on AMD. It's fallen back down. So we still have, there must be two outs here because I only have 20% left. But okay. Anyway, so that one's coming back down. Palantir, nice little upside move. We're going to get some more out here if we can. There it is, 76.77, a nice 40-cent win for Palantir. Like 2 for 2 on Palantir going long, even though we've dropped down. I think we might have a decent one here, but we are getting out, man. We're out of half of our Palantir already now. And I'm looking at AMC. I still like this 925, which is all the way up here. This, well,
Sean, just a quick second, because GameStop is trying to make a run back at this 120. It's been fail break twice, and the fact that there's an 850 punch that you can have here in AMC on a 120, which looks like a safer play. GameStop is going like crazy, and the liquidity is so much better in AMC. If we break 120, I'm going to go long AMC on a 120 break in GameStop.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, I think I should look at GameStop too because I'm just crushing everything right now, and I know a lot of the big money in this company is definitely being made on GameStop. I should just be looking there instead of anything else. But we are going to wait for that 123.25 maybe on GameStop. AMC will dump this last bit for 20 cents after taking $1. So we only have 5% left. If it breaks through 850, we'll do that. And then GameStop is what we were looking at again. Some kind of breaking areas here, 123, maybe 124 to the upside in GME could be possible. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Snowflake, guys, just had a big alert here through day highs. 298 just broke, trying to test 300 for snow, guys.
Oh, man.
And so much for like GameStop turns on a dime at that 120. So, and this is exactly what we talked about, the leading sort of indicator. Yeah, there's a top as well on AMC, that 850 level. I was looking to the long side. It looks like we'll have to wait on that 120. I still like it as a bit of a breakout, so it is what it is. C3AI is the other one that I've been monitoring. It has not, look, it's actually tried to break through the high today. Whoa, there goes Sundial, so that's headed back in my favor. But C3AI, it just bounced off VWAP once. It's starting to come in a little bit here, but that was a heck of a turn there on GameStop. We'll have to wait on that 120.
Yeah, I'm so happy with the AMC turn as well. I'm really happy with Palantir off the bottom as well. Big trades there for me. Big trades today for Palantir. And I told you guys, pigs get slaughtered. So we talk about that all the time on the show. And so I'm taking profits even right now. It's having a hard time getting through this 31.90 or even 31.75. Like it's not bouncing right now. But if it does go, I think there's another opportunity. 31.95 right there on PLTR. We'll look at it from a little bit of a longer time frame just to make sure that that's good. But I mean, we only need a daily chart. Yeah, this is not going to show me anything. I was going to say we haven't been down here for a long time, so there's not too much there. But 31.95, a decent break right now, even 32. Let's take a 32 break here on Palantir and just add to this position that we already have. It's already a monster trade, guys.
Yeah, and AZS, just to update you guys, if we'll load up here. There we go. So that low of the day, and we talked about this 95. It's a pre-market sort of low, sort of past 8 o'clock. Of course, it's been lower than this price. But either way, that's good enough for me. I'm going to start taking a little bit more shares off. I'm going to show you the bid on Sundial. I am short at 103.5. So I don't know, on our board, it might actually be rounding it up. There to 103 or 104, rounding it down. But there is a sizable bid at 1. It's still about 4 million shares. I'm going to do my best to try and get shares if we break a buck. I'd like to short more through that dollar range on Sundial. No guarantees we'll be able to pick that one up. GameStop just bounced. I think we're looking at that 120 break still in the event that it comes up, but $5 away. But the order is locked and loaded. Even if it goes down, I like a 100 even break at some point on GameStop. I'll play it in either direction from this $20 range.
Boom! The money getting exploded right now. We're not lighting money on fire. No, no, no. We are putting money in our pocket right now. As Palantir, a big win for us, man. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. 0 LFT, so nothing from the top right now. And Palantir, what a great call this was. We talked about defending that 31.35. Remember, guys, we went backside on this. We looked to find these levels, and we found it right here, 31.35. Basically where we touched back to the 27th or 28th. So right now, really happy. There goes Palantir, guys, 32.30. What a monster for us. A big win now. Over $1 now from those levels that we called, and we just took some out. So a good trade there, 30.30 out. We took a 32 break. I mean, Neil, this is the kind of day that it's going, man. We're going to be flossing it off. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5 with over 152 fills right now. 5 for 5 on our day back. Fumes, maybe they're working.
Yeah, that 4 mil come and gone on Sundial. I was able to get some shares there on that break. I mean, a lot of times you're not going to see liquidity to be able to get it when it's going to be short sell restricted. But I was adding. I got 103 half price. I added at 1 even, and now just working out of it in front of that 95. Now, I thought 95 and 85 were going to be some resistance points. I'll definitely take some profit in front of it. Another mil on the bid here getting chewed through at 95 even, but Sundial looks like we're back to shorting this name. Crazy action here, guys. I'm going to get out of just about everything in front of 85 if it goes down there. They're chewing through bids like they're absolute butter. So most of the shorts working out on this day. We'll see what happens with that GameStop through 120. It's stalling out just a little bit. Wow, I know there's got to be something that we're missing because we're stuck to a few names here, the ones making that coin. But let's go to the big screen right now for Happening Now with Brendan.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American market, see how things are shaping up. Nicely positive, as we were talking about in the pre-market here, 1+% for the most part, top to bottom here. The S&P, the Dow, even the NASDAQ lagging a little bit versus the Dow and the S&P, but still 1+% to the upside for tech stocks. 0.6% here for the Russell. Small caps having a nice day. Here in Toronto, the TSX about 0.7%. Nicely positive if you're joining us down in Brazil. Good morning, 1.8%. For the BOVESPA, a couple of things from the watch list to have a look at. AI, C3 AI pushing 12% now, guys, to the upside. 155 the top up here. We were mentioning 150. Kind of struggled there for a bit at 150, but did eventually hold. Now we're $5 higher for C3 AI. Initial weakness bought up from the bottom there on AI. You can have a look at that one. We'll shift over one more time. Show you Tesla. What a move through that pre-market high. 850 got taken out straight to 865. Tesla back to the upside as well, guys.
Oh, we got a key for that one. So things settled down, at least, a little bit here. Of course, it was frantic action when that one even broke on Sundial. You're going to see the floodgates open up. Able to get what, it'll look like bottom wick here, but that's actually not quite. Like 93 was the low. I got 93 and change. I'm still holding on to 20% of the position. You can see my bids down here, in front of 92, and then some in front of like 88 or so. 85 I would definitely take. If we retrace back to $1, that same $1 to $1.05 range would be a go zone for me once again. So I'd try to catch a rollover on that in front of those levels. I mentioned GameStop 120, but I also did say that if this took out the low of the day, this 100 level, that'd be worth a look. This was crazy. I mean, I was this entire move when it broke 120. We talked about the level before. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get filled until like all the way down at 107. Able to get some, thank goodness, in front of the bottom, and then reload did not work. It's consolidating and not touching GameStop. I'm not getting in consolidation because the breaks, when a stop goes, you're probably going to get huge slippage. 120, and I said 120. These top wicks are 121.50. So I'll actually wait till it breaks the top of this range at 121.50 and not just go at the even level of 120, guys. So call it 121.50 for a bit of a safer play GameStop.
Okay, we're short again on AMC right now, and we're loving life again as AMC just continues to go to the downside, man. We're just going to take out as many as we can here and make sure we use the right gateways because bang, another one, guys. You roll the dice on some of these shorts, and they are just paying dividends right now. I'm pissed off. I don't know why my sundial, that was such a great trade through 98 there. I'm glad Neil had it, but you had it earlier.
There was only one gateway, and we'll talk about it. There's a gateway that, NQPX.
I tried to use ARCA.
NQPX, and look, one of the 50 gateways that we have around here was the only thing that was giving me a fill. I tried multiple ones and was able to get it. We didn't talk about EXPR. There's another one of these rollover, I guess, short plays. It is worth noting. It's looking hella weak. Hella week is probably the best way to put it. If this thing breaks 3, watch out. This $1.50 is where the breakout started on this particular short squeeze name. $3 does look like a bit of a floodgate level for EXPR, even though it's down 32%. We've already seen these can fall further.
So I just want to just keep getting out here of AMC. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm going to give it back to 8.15 or so as an out there, but we are cashing out right now a lot of these shares on AMC. So let's not think that we're going to hold this for the ultimate move all the way down. I mean, I don't know if we retest 750 or not. So we're just going to keep getting out and make sure that we do hold a little bit of this name just in case. See, here it comes right back upside. So we're going to get out on an 8.10 break. So we've got to be very, very careful here with this name. I don't want to hold it forever. We want to make sure that we are able to capture some kind of profits. New position alert. So we'll hit the air horn to wake up a little bit here. We did take BNGO. We missed it through the VWAP here. So we did have to pay a little bit higher there. I thought I had a chance to go bio here. BNGO, we call it bingo. I have to look at DraftKings in a minute, but we are averaged into this one. Using this like 1190 kind of as a bottom. So we could get taken out here, but I just want to give you guys a new position alert. It's BNGO. Our average price right now, 25. So, I mean, we're in the money, so it's all good. We're barely out of the money. Quickly, Brendan, then back to Neil.
BRX, guys, another one that was going crazy in the pre-market here. I'm going to talk about this coming up in a few minutes, but just a heads up, this level up here, 920, 925 to 950, very important. MBRX starting to look like it might want to test those highs, guys.
I was actually just going to ask you, Sean, if you still had that Uber. I mean, there's kind of like a lower high here at this 58 level before you start thinking about that 60 that looks like it's going to come into play any second. Now, when GameStop is approaching that 120 and that 121.50, so watch out for that. I think there's at least a bit of a breakout at either one of these prices, guys. So got my stop order. Let's see if we can't get both of them. Let's see. Nope. No, you can't. 125 instantly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're long 123.50 right now. So we'll wait to see if GameStop wants to keep going higher. We did get out of our AMC and reverse to the long side. So I guess we're trying to hope for a little bit of a rebound here as we go on some of these names. But GameStop 123.50. Neil, yep, I'm in.
Oh, okay. There we go. I just got 122. So 121.50 was the other level, I suppose, on GameStop. So whatever. I got 122s. Because it was at 125 like instantly. I think certainly that's going to be like its own break, and I like just playing the break, scalping in and out, so I'll go ahead and do that. 120 was a good break, 121.50. If 125 does go, I think maybe we're looking at the halt 130, and then the high there was a 131. So the next scalp would be a 125 break into 130, 131, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, so we still have that. We will take out some BNGO if it can go to the high side right now. We're going to watch GameStop as it's just bouncing around still. But we still have this one. What's up, B?
Moved down in Amazon. My chart just froze, but trust me, Amazon is moving down. FTC says Amazon's going to pay $61.7 million to settle charges it withheld some customer tips from Amazon Flex drivers. So headline there on Amazon, guys.
Whew, yeehaw. We'll take that into. Remember, Amazon has earnings after market, so we'll pay attention to that name. And certainly, you should pay attention in the afternoon as well. 125 hold, so it looks like the scalp was probably the right idea on that 120 or 121.50 break, which I had switched to. Still looking at that 125, and again, I'm going to play the breakout, so you might see in and out rather fast. It's basically all the same play here. If you're grabbing this sort of long and wanting to hold it, fair enough. I'm going to be getting in and out very, very quickly of all of my GameStop longs. Certainly some restrictions still on trading could slow the stock down on some of these moves.
Yeah, I just closed my blotter. Oh, there it is. Okay, we'll call this back up. Okay, so bingo right now, it's not you know, we do have the out sub back here. We just tried to take some out there when it broke through VWAP. I was waiting literally at 30, went to 29. You know, when it doesn't go here, this is like a last-ditch effort to try to see if we can get a better price. So right now it's gonna, okay, there, we just got out. So on that 95 break. So that was just a last-ditch effort to try to average in. I wasn't gonna average in 3 times. I don't need this to push all the way to the bottom. That would just be a nightmare if that did break. So, okay, GameStop now coming back to the downside. We're gonna get out a little bit here at 117 if it breaks. And it looks like it may just do that. So we take that break, hoping for a little bit of a long. It looks like we'll lose $7 or $8 here on GameStop, which is fine. There we go. Yeah, so we just got out of half there, and now we'll wait to see if 112 comes into play again. But right now, GameStop, a loser for me on that one. AMC doing well. GameStop going the other way. We look for a 112 break to get out of the rest.
These stocks are there's so much volatility. I mean, I actually thought that we'd resist this one even again on sundial. You can see I actually got more shares just in front, like 99 and change. I still, of course, had some shares from before, so one even is going to be my price. If it turns, and of course, 1 to 105 was the area I played several times, I guess, in the last few sessions. If we can hold this range, I'm going to work back into more shares short. I'm not going to like it as much as that initial break of a buck. That's probably like your home run trade. So I like it a second time. It'll never be for as much as the first when it's busting through like a 4 million share bid, 3 or 4 million before that. And sometimes you think that matters, but this stock has done 450 in volume, guys. So some of these levels, they seem bigger than they really are, relatively speaking. But I am going to work back into this when $1 hopefully gets broken here. Let's see if we can't get it back to at least a 95 range, so like a 5-cent win, 5%, whatever you want to call it. Brendan, what's up?
All right, guys, market pretty strong here, pushing day highs. The banks leading, it would appear, at this point, 2.5% here for JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, all 1.5+% to the upside so far.
Oh man, that Uber, I mean, Neil mentioned if I'd still had it, I don't, but what a move that was off here. 54, good little bottom there and out. This was all the pre-market, right? I mean, we were in and out there for $1.20 in about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. This is a minute chart, and now it's just keeps on marching, man. Uber, 57.80, like, would love to get this back to 57, but wow, as that one keeps on making a move. Okay, we did take another GameStop there at 116, 115. So now our average price is 119. It looks like it's gonna break to the downside here again. So we're gonna give this one a shot, but yeah, it doesn't look like they're loving GameStop today. To the downside comes GameStop right now. So yeah, here it goes. It's gonna break through 113. Here it comes right now to the downside, breaking through 113 should be close to getting us out, and then we'll revisit this one very, very soon, guys. But GameStop right now, 111, yeah, about a 112. Here comes going to break through 112. That should be our out, guys.
Yeah, there was no shares to be had on the sundial there when I tried to get that one. I got it the first time. I just couldn't get the punch the second time through. So whatever I have, I'll start taking off in front of 95 as well. This AEZS, watch out. Of course, it was a good rollover, failing at the high of day, but once again, 95 cents. And I keep saying this price because it bounced. And it bounced several times. You can see every time I'm short this stock, it's like bunch out in front of 95, bunch out in front of 95. Couldn't break it one more time. I'm not gonna get caught if this thing breaks 120. I'm actually, quite frankly, not gonna hold this one or this position through 110. I got 12 short. If it breaks 110, I'll get out basically flat and then look to play off of the high of the day, which was good the first time. It might go the second time, and the strength that it's shown off of that 95 would definitely be support to any longs, at least for the time being. Brennan?
Another earnings name, guys. UPS reported pre-market 4.5% earnings better than expected. A lot of people getting shipments these days. They did sell it initially. We're right back to that pre-market high, 164, 164.5 for UPS.
Okay, we've averaged into some games. There it goes, it's gonna break right now. I was gonna use this like 105 just to make sure that that's our out. Yeah, a breakthrough of 105, guys, on GameStop is gonna be our out, as it just looks like it wants to just keep on going down. We tried that that 125 break right here on VWAP, but not missed it. We got it, but it didn't go, and that seems to be a great turning spot there for GameStop all the way to the downside right now. So watch out for this 105. That's right where it just touched. We'll see if it can't resist back to the backside right now, but we're long 111 right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about this, and we should say this, of course, because we talk about risk management all the time, you have to think about the style of trade. If it's a breakout you want in and out, then sometimes it's time-based. But in GameStop, look, you're not wrong in terms of a bigger trader holding it longer until it moves like $5, $10. And I'm still watching this 100 bottom. Now, the caveat here, I want to break to short 100, but there's no way I want that move on a halt. So I have to watch the price action going into there. You can't let it travel that 10% too quickly. Otherwise, you are staring a halt in the face. And I don't want to be shorting the bottom and then insta halt and have it sort of gap to the upside on me. So I am watching that very, very closely. Brendan brought Disney to our attention here. I didn't have a chance to quickly go over it, but it is leveling off at least a little bit at the high end here, so watch for a 176 support. If this market, which is holding at about 1% plus to the upside, is not going to make another leg, I'll watch for a 176, scalp short, hopefully closer to like 11 o'clock. I like that setup. I also like my good friend Sundial. I don't really play video games. Well, I guess I played that game because it's old, but not in a while. So I like hitting that key for you. It looks like 96.97 is turning into some resistance for me here. There's just a bunch of, and it's not even size buying. It's just every time it tries to tick lower than that, I just see like the offer get taken out. So it's not really always about the big orders at level 2. Sometimes you have to worry about, just buyers that sort of come in and market it to the upside. If it does break $1, I had orders here. I'm going to go ahead and cancel. I'm not going to load back in to 1 even. I'll let it trade into that 103, 104. It looks like a safer play. Brendan?
We talked about the EV makers and the pre-market guys. We had monthly delivery numbers yesterday, both XPEV and NEO. Very weak so far. Sliced back through 50. We're down to 47.5 here. Important levels for XPEV right now, guys.
Yeah, you just said NEO there, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot all about NEO today. But yeah, BlackBerry to the downside. Let's have a quick look at NEO. Look, I'm still holding that GameStop. I have an order, maybe like 115. Like, what is this top? 117. I don't know. We're holding right now. You can get it with me. It's literally right this price, 111 and change. So we're going to wait on that one, and I'm laughing because I don't know what's happening with it. But 31.50 right now on Palantir again. A nice long and out to 3 longs. Long here, out, long here, out, long here, out, and then our last little drop off right on a 31.75 break. So now we're flat on Palantir and don't really have to worry about that one. So we're going to go back there, but that's not what I wanted. I want to look at BlackBerry quickly because yeah, this one, I mean, those of you caught with your hands in the cookie jar, I guess, on some of these plays, I feel bad. Like BlackBerry was a name that was never really a squeeze play, but it did get going. So there was a lot of traders that were pretty excited there about BlackBerry. And then turns out that it's not really coming to the downside, but it just resisted off that 12. So that's what we're looking for. Let me see if it retests 12 again. That's BB, not BBY. That would be Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, it's sort of when it comes to holding the bag, I feel like there's probably a few bag holders in Naked Brand. So it is what it is. We tried, of course, we were here for you guys as best as we could on the chat, and there's no question how weak Naked Brands was, relatively speaking. Right off of that open, you saw those breakdowns. Once it took a buck here, of course. We talk about that even dollar level all the time. 105 is where I started trying to get in. I got 4s. I just got some out at 82. And I don't know where the bottom is going to be in Naked Brands, but if I pull this back a little bit further, the first breakout through like 50 cents, well, I guess the second break through 50 cents, had this pull back into like 67, 68 going into that close. That's as good as level as any. I'm probably going to end up parking some orders down there. Sundial is now breaking, hopefully. Well, it might break that 95, guys, so I'm still in some of that short position. If it breaks 95, I'll still look to cover in front of 90 and then in front of 85 as well. But both Sundial and Naked Brands head downside. GameStop's holding 110 for now, and it's sort of consolidating at that level. If it heads back up, these could also try to catch a bit of a sympathy bid.
We'll flush ourselves down the toilet because we missed this one. We should not have. I mean, we should have got out. I was happy getting out here, but you could see it basically based out rate. I don't know why it chooses this one to base out at 91s or so, but BNGO. If anybody's watching that, missed opportunity by me because we did have that trade there on. We were only be up to flat right now because I think our average price, like I said, was 27.28 or something, 35, and then 15, yeah. So we probably would be in the money now if we still had it, but we dropped that one off and then it resists that 11.90. So let's just see. We take it one more time. If it does come back into this area, 12 teens and then 12 bottoms, then we'll see about this 11.90 and just see if it takes off one more time on that one. We're holding on to a small piece of AMD. I just think that we could maybe start to build this one. I'm looking at Microsoft as well. You see me holding both of those trades. So 87.20 or so here as a bottom of Microsoft. You also have this kind of a long break here on AMD. Sorry, that's AMD, 87.20. You do have a long break, 87.60 maybe right now on AMD trying to come through. But damn it, BNGO, man, I missed that one. I wish we still would have had that. But now AMD going high side, and bingo is its name, but we missed it, guys.
Yeah, and I'm going to go kaput on, and where is it? I got to hit one. I want to hit this puke button if I can, because it looks like Deshaun, and I feel like Deshaun's going to go to the Jets, but we'll see about that. Either way, going to go puke on HOL. Maybe I got greedy. I had a good rollover trade. I could have taken it off all in front of support, but I decided I wanted to add at 14.25 instead of take any profit. Of course, on that break, I did take a third of it out. So it's not a complete loss, but either way, we're back through 15. I don't want this to test that 15.50 high, and then I have, a short price way too far away from it. My average price there was about that 50 range. Of course, when I get out, it ends up like it could be the top wick of this recent move. If it is, that's fine. You got to trade the names that are working for you that you got the better read on. So I'm going to stick with sort of Naked Brand Sundial and AEZS. We're about to go to Brendan, actually, for the small cap recap. When we come back, I wanted to talk a little Fubo, which I've ignored, but let's go to Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Valeria is joining me for a small cap recap. Let's talk about a few things that were moving around in the pre-market here. Lizzie was one of them, 50.5% now to the upside. A couple things to note on this one. We had support in the pre-market, kind of 495 to 5 really was this area. Broke to the downside. Once we get below significant support levels, assume they're going to be resistant. So 465 and then 495 were the two levels I had marked off. Had to be really quick at this low from the pre-market. Big buyers came in, started stacking on the bid. So that led to obviously a big explosion back to the upside, but had to be quick on LIZI if you're looking short side. ARTL, another one, had to be pretty quick with 2 and then 220 were levels in the pre-market. We got below that again, same sort of idea. Wanted way more of this if we got anywhere close to 2, but gave you a nice flush down to 150 here. We're consolidating below 150, might continue to the downside here for ARTL. MBRX, this is the one I just mentioned, same story. So this was 825, broke to the downside, couldn't even bounce here heading towards the open, give you a nice break of that tiny consolidation down into 625, 6.5, 625. But again, big buyers started stepping up, lifting offers. So that led to this move back to the upside. But a lot of opportunity once again today, guys. Back to you.
So I said this in the chat. If you ever hear me say FUBU, I obviously mean Fubo. I can't think of a reason why I would be talking about Fubo unless we're like being nostalgic or something like that. But either way, a bit of a break here. It's been very, this is a weird whippy range-bound trade, but I have two orders, one which I just missed now, a pullback off of VWAP, and then looking for a 50 break. So I'll try to scalp a 50 break on Fubo. I'd like to take a trade that I hold a little bit longer, but that'll be closer to that VWAP, that 49.50 area. I'm sitting down here at like 30, thinking I can pick something up. It's sort of running away from my order, but I will scalp a breakout. So I do have this as actually a script order to go long on a 50 break, and then also one to see if we can't get some on a dip in Fubo, guys. From there, I'm just going to quickly go back to GameStop because that break, at 125, it's essentially now just consolidating, holding lower, and you want to watch for these breaks of consolidation. The last time, waiting all the way to 120 was a bit of a mistake here. So with a grain of salt, I'm saying I'm going to take a 100 break short side. It feels like it's almost a better play if you just take the nearest consolidation break possible to the upside, which I think will be like a 115. So if I get long, looking for the same thing that happened when it just spiked $10, I'd go 115 to 120 if I can get it. Otherwise, waiting for that 100 level. If it can hold, great. 115 is probably going to be a long. If it cannot, I'm going to try to short that 100. It is SSR, but you've been able to get shares. Well, I had to chase it, but was able to get shares last time.
Okay, so we did get bingo again, and good thing we did. We got out again on the high side, so we're going to see if we can't make this stock turn this one into a positive trade for us now. Bingo, good trade. We did capture that at 16. We got some out there at 30. I mean, that was basically the high. That's what we were looking at, so that's another 13-cent win. And now we're trying to break VWAP, so we're cashing some out in the 20s, but now I'm going to leave the rest because I think we got a decent spot. Comes back down to 11.90, we'll get out, because remember, like 12.15 down to 11.90, right? That's 25 pennies. So we just went in the money 15, so we took a little bit of that off. Now we'll hold. We'll see if we can average in and see if it holds that bottom. And then just an update on GameStop. We did take some out there. We're long off this price right now. I think that's what we're long. Yeah, 110.25. So we just take $4 there. We're going to wait for a little bit more of a push, Brendan.
Just looking at this AKTS, guys, Acoustis Technologies, little tiny electronic equipment maker. They make certain parts for smartphones, tablets, things of that nature. A couple things to note on this one. Short interest, 20%. The float, 34 million shares. So tiny float, highly shorted, just broke 18 on a big volume spike. 13% for that one, guys.
Thanks out there, Brendan. And I've seen a couple people asking, at least a couple of messages asking about AAL here, and apologies, I just had some freezing on my sort of daily chart there, and my 15-minute not really loading in too well. But it's just, this is going to be a tricky one for me to get behind. Like I'm not a huge fan of the airlines in general in terms of a play. I think there's probably going to be a little something off of a 1650 level if you find any kind of support. But overall, I don't necessarily love the longs there. I'd be looking at that 17. This sort of chop area this morning, at least, is maybe something you can scalp short in front of. I just feel like there's more exciting names to get to. One of them I just picked up, not the break up on Fubo, but the little dip there down into VWAP. So I actually just got the execution into the long trade there. And then Sundial, I just wanted to come back to it because, of course, somehow that's still AAL. I thought I clicked on Sundial. There we go. It just ticked back up to that one even mark and is reversing once again. Now VWAP happens to be 102, 103. Once again, it's got a huge bid at $1. We'll see if that can hold. I'm inclined to think at some point it might. If we do eventually break this, ignore these wicks. It's like a 105 level that I like. Anything above that, I would stop shorting this name. But Sundial, every time it ticks to 95, it's snapping back to that one even. There's a massive bid each time it gets above that price. So watch out. I still have some short, but I'm reluctant to add to it here.
I loved that 219, 98 cents on that one. I was looking at something else. Okay, so bingo, yeah, this is where the 19 was. That's right where this VWAP is. So 2021, 2019, or so is VWAP. We did pick up some more downside. We talked about that. So right now our average price is 1208, which is why we dumped some there, like 1216 there, plus 1203, plus getting some out. So let's wait. We're still going to try to use this one as the bottom here on BNGO off. Good news today. So we'll see if it can keep going. It's only up 12%. If you look here on a daily chart, we know it can go. We were looking at this level here. I mean, at least I am anyways, 1260. We'll see if it could take that out. And then, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it would have wanted to take out all-time highs here, it would have already, but $14, definitely a look that I would love to have today because of where we're long, but we'll wait to see on that one. And that's BNGO right now, trying to make a winner out of us now, long at 1208, so we are in the money, but need to get a little bit more here. And then our GameStop, I'm still thinking, I mean, where's my out going to be? Still this 105 break right around here. So we did take out a little bit there, but it looks like we're going to add to our losses here. Only one negative stock day. It's going to be GME, and it looks like on a 105 break, which may happen soon, we'll get out of the rest. But that is GameStop. Not a successful one for me, like AMC, very successful. GameStop, not so much. What's up, Beep?
EL, guys. Estee Lauder, I just checked. Thursday is earnings for this one. EL, 3% today. Monster volume spike here through 248.5, which was kind of clearing that last little pivot on the daily chart. So Estee Lauder being bought, guys.
Ooh, EL, a big move there. Just adjusting my orders because I still like that 50 break on Fubo. So you're going to see the long here at 38s that I picked up. I'll definitely take some out. If it gets up to like 50, I'll get out of some of it in front. Otherwise, definitely going to be involved in that breakout trade. But want to capitalize here. 750 about to break on AMC to the downside. I'm going to try and get this break
really?
here. Of course, when it's short sell restricted, you can never guarantee that you're going to be able to catch a fill here. But I'm going to look to see if I can't short this low of day break. I have my stop order in. Sometimes you get lucky. 52 the current low, but I like 750 even for AMC. So if I can get that, fantastic. Watch out, GameStop I still have an order to go short if it breaks 100 as well. So these could come rather quickly together, guys. AMC, here comes up. 750 actually did not get the fill, so maybe it didn't cross down far enough. If it ticks back up, maybe we can catch some on the flip side.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of that short as well, but we did get dumped down there on, GameStop, they're out. So now we'll wait for 100 to break. Small piece left, but if that 100 breaks, watch out below. I think everyone's going to smash City that one. So.
Guys, just a point here. Like, if it's that hard to get the short when it breaks that level, of course the short's restricted, but keep in mind your long stops could run into some of that problem as well. I think there was enough liquidity. I think it was more the short sell restriction why I wasn't able to get that, but it immediately finds 725 as the first bid. Look, if it comes back up and retests 750, 760, and GameStop is held 100, which for now it has, there could be a bottom pick. But I'm not going to do that until I see 100 on the bid here in GameStop and see what it does with that level. If it chews through it, it just feels psychologically speaking, and let's just quickly go to the 15 minutes so you guys can see. It just feels psychologically speaking, we already broke that sort of, they turned the buying off, liquidation bottom. 100 psychologically could be a big one here, and looks like it's about to go on GameStop.
Yeah, I think that's a big liquidation spot for sure. We'll wait. I mean, it's a good opportunity to get long if you guys still want to play the GameStop game, but here for a day trade, not a great one. Watch out for that 100 to break. We're going to wait for it. And when it does, we'll get out. The bottom today at 942 was already made, man. 101.02 already made in GameStop. So it's getting very, very slippery as we look. And then our BNGO looking to take out that bottom as well, Brendan.
All right, guys, just having a look at XOM. We mentioned yesterday there was some rumors flying around CVX and XOM talking about a merger. They won't comment, so XOM came out and said they're not going to comment on that, but they are actively looking for possible merger and acquisition deals. So just a heads up on XOM. It's 10:30. That means there's an hour left in the session over in Europe. Yep, Valeria's back and watching Europe. What's up, V?
Hey, Brandon, European shares are mostly in a positive territory. BP trading in London is down almost 7% after reported weaker than expected full-year net loss. Back to you, Brandon.
Yeah, energy stocks across the board a little bit weak today. Thank you, Valeria. She'll be with us in the corner there, guys, if you're wondering. Guys.
There it is, and yeah, we're right down. This bid is starting to get shoot up here, and this is that low. It's actually 101.30, so it's tested lower than this current 102, which had a bit of an iceberg. I saw just hold it up. I mean, there's a decent part of me that's like, oh my gosh, if it turns off 100, this could be an interesting long. It's a lack of liquidity on that move in AMC that has me skittish with it, but you know what? I can't ignore this. I'm going to see if I can't take a little something here, guys. I just got long on 103. 101 held, 102 is sort of held here. I'll try to reverse short if 100 goes, but this is just, it's too good a risk to reward ratio not to have a look at this trade. And I do feel like I'm going to be able to get out of this one if it does break 100 even. Whether I can get short is another question when it comes to that SSR rule.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put it to orders right now as well. I just took another long at this. I mean, literally the exact same trade. So yeah, okay, we'll wait for that one to trigger through. Both of us now long, picking up some GameStop. I just made another purchase there at 103.20. It went to 105 there, but we'll see if we can test back to 110. I think we'll be very, very lucky to get out 110 if we can there on GameStop. So slippery slope on that stock, needless to say. BNGO not going, so forget about that. We'll look at that some other time. And then right now, Microsoft. Mind these stupid wicks here. I can't get out of that one. But we are looking at these kind of bottoms right now. What is this? 240.04. So we're still a ways away here on Microsoft. But yeah, we're turning our day around a little bit here with some decent trades. Our day's been good. We now have a loss. Our only negative stock today looks like, well, it could be bingo, but it looks like it'll be GameStop if we break that 100. What's up, Brandon?
Another one to look at, guys. Little tiny Chinese stock. JFU. Unfortunate ticker. JFU is 9F Incorporated, 24%, just popping up on a volume spike here. It looks like they have, this is again a Chinese stock, Chinese company operating in China. They have an online brokerage firm that they've rebranded Fuyan Securities. So that seems to be the news here. So a big pop for JFU, guys.
Yeah, this is going to be it here. GameStop just tried to push up. It got to like 105 and then started turning around here, guys. So we're going to hopefully get out. If 100 breaks, I mean, I've got my order locked and loaded to get out. And then try to go short on a 100 even. There's not really any size in level 2 here, guys. But it has already tested this bottom once. I was actually short into it, and thank goodness was able to get some out at 103. But GameStop, like we've been saying here, the floodgates opening up at 100 would not be too much of a surprise if it busts through this bid. So be very, very careful with this level, guys. Of course, we have excellent execution, so we should be able to get out of that long. I'm also watching Sundial, which I tried to reload into, so I have something on the short side in case we get a break here. I want to be short more Sundial if I can.
Like so, oh, here it goes. Here goes. Okay, let's go to GameStop. So you got, there it is. Yeah, good, easy.
Got it, no
there.
short.
Yeah, easy out and no short. So I'm still holding a little small piece there of GameStop, and not going out yet, but yeah, I got out. Okay, so where did I just get filled at? I actually got filled at 98, so it was a big move down there. I had to cross down $2, so I don't know where your fill was, Neil, but mine was 98er right there.
Yeah, I mean, I crossed down a couple of bucks as well just to make sure that I got that fill. It looks like it went all the way, like 95 and change or so. Looks like it's going to be the bottom. Either way, if you got the short there, I mean, it was probably a pretty solid scalp. I was actually, and I said I would do this, I was actually adding to the sundial on that move. And again, it's just where I decided I wanted to pick up shares. So I actually got 102s. 102 half as this continued to level off. If it gets below $1, I'll start trimming some of this position, but there's 95 on GameStop. I mean, yeah, if you got that, fantastic. I mean, even on the 95 break, it looks like it's slowing down a little bit here, but crazy. That 100 break, it doesn't matter that it's obvious if you can't get the short trade on. Sometimes it's just going to happen to you.
Right, yeah, exactly. I just wish we would have held, I mean, there we go. So my only... So 2 negative stocks now. Bingo goes down, and then so does GameStop, obviously through 93 now. Bingo, we'll have a look at that. AMC also tanking right now to the downside. AMC looking to take out 660. I think that's going to be a good short. If you go back on AMC as well, what's that Bingo level? 1202. Here's AMC on a 20-minute. You did have this bottom a couple days ago on the 29th, I guess. Or what day is this? The 28th, sorry, of 640, some 660 levels here as well. Looking at that, so 675 about to break on AMC, guys.
Oh goodness, yeah, Tesla's still strong. Man, if this actually wants to make a test of 900 again, that'll be interesting to me. I added at 102 half, and trust me when I tell you, I put more offers in. I tried to get 101s. I tried to get one even. I'm not going to chase this any further. Obviously, the consolidation was at 2s. 95 is a level on Sundial. It has been until that breaks. I'm going to always cover shares in front of it, so I'm going to get my orders locked and loaded and ready to go. But some trouble on these SSR names to add to short positions, certainly on momentum. Brendan, what's up, bud?
We were talking about this Covaxin, which was that vaccine that came out of India. There's actually a commercial agreement that's going to see some U.S. ties. If you're wondering about this OCGN crazy mover today, up 70% still, trying to fade off. But it's involving this Covaxin, which is COVID-19 related. Again, a vaccine coming out of India, guys. Looks like this OCGN getting the commercialization license in the U.S. for that.
So we've drawn several of these bad boys in terms of lines in the sand. And certainly once this 105, 106 area held to the upside on Sundial, I've been basically shorting it only since then. And then consolidation, get into some more. But you got to be taking profits off on some of these. If you're trading penny stocks, understand, if you like 2, 3, 4, 5% returns, and usually they're good, well, then that's only going to be a couple of pennies on these moves, guys. So keep that and bear it in mind. Just because I still have it on, I should probably remind you guys, Naked Brands, this was week before any of these other ones, and that goes back into yesterday, but it's starting to level off a little bit. My last out at 82. Looks like it's holding this shelf at 80. I got a bid down in front of 70 just in case it goes any further. I mean, I'm looking at a GameStop here, $90 now to the downside. It's looking very, very continuously weak here. I should probably check in on AMC as well.
Yeah, I'm short AMC right now, 74s. It's down to 65, 66s. So we continue to run this one short side now. And yeah, making some money back here on some of these names anyways, and that's AMC to the short side. We just cashed some out, not enough, down there low 60s. Okay, we did seek some revenge a little bit here on BNGO. We get out again. I told you I was giving it a little bit lower, but it squeezed me again. And we got out the very lowest spot there. So we did put a 12 bid through. We just took some out at 12.12. This is my largest position. The amount of shares I have now actually equals all of these positions at once. So, and again, it's not really a revenge. It's just we keep getting wicked out at the bottom. I just, you know, good news today. We'll watch about BNGO. I don't know if it's going to get squeezed or not. Obviously, it's not. But I like this one to the high side. That's BNGO. And then right here, guys, it looks like we will. I'm trying to take a little bit more short in the 90s on AMC and then use something like this as our out, 710, 720, something like that for an out. As, yeah, Neil's just talked about GameStop there, squeezing back down to 90. We can check out GameStop. What my biggest loser today by far, like we went long on this break, thought we were heading to the north side there, not defended, averaged in there at 116 and then out. Took the trade again at 110, out some profits, $4, lose the rest. So that's make 4, lose 4, and then in at 102, in at 98, out some at 98, and then out again at 95. So continuing to flush right now through 90, guys, goes GameStop. Brendy.
Another one that we haven't mentioned terribly often here, guys. Silver, SLV down as well in negative territory, and probably the reason is we haven't mentioned it. It's not really doing much. 25.5 to 24.80. It's consolidating at 25 right now, but silver on its way down as well.
Yeah, we thought that unwind was certainly going to be a possibility. Hi-ho silver. There you go, little throwback action. Cassava Sciences here, of course, Brendan brought this to attention. It did have several halts, so one parabolic up and then one on the way back down. This looks a little bit more like it's making some sense. And the short idea that I had, pop up, consolidation lower. This is a much better look here in and around this 35 area. If this 35 breaks on Sava, I'm going to go short on a breakdown trade. Instead of just getting short while it's consolidating, I'd rather the momentum be in my favor here, but there goes. I'm getting more of this sundial because it's about to take a buck again. 87 is going on GME. I hope you still got that AMC, Sean.
Yeah, AMC honestly is strong.
Not?
I don't know what's going on here. I mean, I have this one thinking that we had it, AMC, and we do have it, but it's definitely, Neil, not moving the same way GameStop is, as GameStop is just shitting the bed. I mean, are we allowed to say that? I mean, that's exactly what it's doing, down 61, 62% now. Big highs of 230 yesterday, or sorry, not the highs, the close of 220, 230, reopens today and gives a little bit of life into the stock, back up to 150, 160, but now that price is cut in half down to 87, 88. And yeah, I'm still long AMC in my own account, but it's just options. It's okay. We've already cashed out of a very big win at 15, 16. But right now we're just watching it. It seems to have found a bottom, and we did call up the 20-minute chart for you guys to look at AMC right now, 660, 662. This was that bottom, and it looks like we just touched it again, 657. This bottom, 668. So look out below if we can break these, man. I have a feeling we could go to 5, man.
And with those breaking down, it's like, I had to eventually get some more naked brands. I only had the one trade at 104, and then I just saw 80, a bit of a level break. So on a momentum play, you're going to see me get some short when 80 does break. And then Sundial's back below $1. So I tried to add to that one, and I couldn't. So I jumped over into naked brands where I could get some liquidity on that bid. You'll see me scalp it all the way down to 70. I already talked about where my target was on the initial short. So it'll be the same target downside here on naked brands as this name maintains its weakness, down 45% here. But look, you're seeing some of these squeeze names come to the downside. It's a bit of a difference at the overall board because the market's up. Let's go to the big screen right now because Sector Watch should be an interesting one.
Hey guys, yeah, up nicely, in fact. Let's have a look at the overall S&P 500. Tough to see there, I know, but 1.48%, so 1.5% for the overall market. Broad-based buying back in play so far, right across the board. There are some individual names here that are significantly lower. DVA in the healthcare group, some negative results there, 5.7%. VRTX, 4+%. Pfizer reported 3.2% to the downside, but everything else significantly higher, offsetting. So if you're in the healthcare space, the group is in positive territory. Consumer discretionary stocks also, the entire thing in positive territory. Outside of Ben here in the banking group, again, the entire thing in positive territory. I mentioned early on, most of the strength was coming from the banks. There's Morgan Stanley, 4.25%. Goldman right beside it, 3+% to the upside. Don't see JP Morgan anymore. It was on here a little bit earlier. Individual banks as well, all of them nicely higher, 3 to 4.5%. Industrial stocks also in positive territory. Even some of the travel-related names over here. The airlines, 1.8% there for Love, JetBlue as well. You can have a look at some of the airlines adding to the upside. Caterpillar had a big move last week. There's JLHXG. A lot of them 3+% to the upside. Just want to point out, far corner there, energy stocks, the oil markets going back to the upside. So a lot of these significantly higher, MPC, APA, Oxy, all 3.5 to 5.5% in positive territory. Overall, nice day right across the board. Overall, as I mentioned, 1.5% for the S&P 500. Let's go back to Neil.
Thank you, Brendan. Just fresh low there, 83 even now on GameStop. Well, it's a consolidation bottom here on AMC. Look, if GameStop continues to push and breaks that 80, and we're still hanging in this range, that's kind of crazy to me. I do feel like at some point AMC is going to take that low. I'll scalp a 665. A breakdown on AMC if I can get it. Of course, remember, and I say, I'm going to continuously say if, simply because we are looking at stocks that are short sell restricted. So sometimes you can get that bid. You need an uptick to be able to catch it or sell to that particular bid. I was able to get it on Naked Brands. I did take half of it out for a quick scalp into 76. I'm holding the other half to see if we can. Well, I have one more order, then I'll be holding the other half down to a 70 level, guys. So let's see what will happen here. Yeah, there's AMC. GameStop, off the bottom, it just held 85, so that came back up to 85. Oh, sorry, yeah, Sean's just getting his mic back on. I was about to go to NVAX, of course. This is a name that I got away from a little bit. This has made a higher low. I was going to short NVAX today. I'm going to throw out that thesis. It just made a bottom at 250 and then made a higher low off of that same 250 level. The trade was at the open to try a rollover in this stock. Once that has already happened, you've missed, in my opinion, you've missed the move, and then you're waiting for maybe a potential bottom to be picked here. I'm not going to do that. The short is gone. I certainly liked it, and I probably should have had it, and it was a bit of a missed trade for me overall in NVAX, but I wanted to point that one out. We talk about the wins, the losses, and of course, the missed trades that we said we'd put on in the pre-market.
Well, I still can't believe GameStop. Yeah, we just went and got some water there. Nice and cool here. They didn't fill it all the way up. So what's up with that? We'll take a drink after. Obviously, it's my turn to speak. So we'll wait on that one. AMD just continues to look at a bottom. I haven't found anything enough that I love to invest into this one. You could see the NQs are still pretty high, up 1.2%. I got to find what's leading the way here in the NASDAQ, because it's not a lot of these stocks that we're looking at. Apple, Microsoft, we had a big win on Microsoft. We just got out of some of that one. And again, I have this wick here, so I can't really fix it. Big win on Softy, 239, 240 early, out 241 and change. That was a good trade for us. And now really, I mean, it looks like I'm going to get squeezed out again. I don't know what this is called here, but I'm just in and out. I keep taking what I think are good trades here on BNGO, and I'm trying it, and it's just not going. So we're long 12, stuck right now. I think I have an 1170. Let me double check the out. Yeah, 1175 out. So if we kind of break a little bit below here, quarters. I'm going to play the quarters. We play the break through 12. So if I'm going to give a quarter worth of risk, I think we can give a quarter worth of upside there. So that's right where VWAP is. So I'll look to get some out if we can get into the teens, up to VWAP again. I know this trade doesn't structure outright, but these bottoms just seem to be here. I guess I could average in right now, which isn't horrible. Maybe I will do that. The other trade that we have on right now is still AMC, one of the two, looking to get some downside movements, but that may be over. We're short right here at 73. Looks like it's stopping right where we said it would on that chart, 68 and change. Get out on like a 7 and change break to the high side. That's AMC.
And just look, we talked about some of these EV names a little bit earlier, and I think XPeng, at least for the time being, look, anytime you get a bottom like this, where you get this sort of parabolic move down, look, 46 held almost to the penny to 03s, and then you sort of snap back upside. You look for the stock to level off and then maybe give you a breakout, or whether it'll be the afternoon, whether it'll be in the next 10, 15 minutes or so. But I'm watching this 47.50 on XPeng here. XPEV, of course, is the ticker. Always going to be worth a watch. As I see us hold up at least a little bit here, I was about to say AMC had a shot, but of course it just broke down. Look, and again, these are just pure momentum plays. 665 broke. I take it right to that 650. This is the bid that you're going to see right at that 650 level. If you do go to a higher time frame, which I think you should, it is worth noting this is that 650 bottom as well from the ridiculous day when they restricted trading. So there's some relative strength because, of course, GameStop 25% lower from that same bottom. AMC taking some more time to get there. And this, look, $4.50 to $5, and before all this happened was a level that I was sort of like every time I would pop into it, be resistance. It was an actionable trade in that range in terms of like short the top and then long some bottoms in front of it. I got to think if this gets to a 450, you know, all bets are off. You're probably looking at least at some reason why you're bouncing into a long trade. For now, it's still momentum down. It just stalled at 650. You saw that level on level 2. I got out of 2/3 of it in front of it because I'm not holding any of these. These are pure scalp plays. And if it gets back above 665, I'm out. If it breaks 7 even, I'm going long.
Yeah, okay, so I just got out there. BNGO breaks at 1180 spot. And then we get out, but maybe that was just like a little resisting spot there. Let's see if we can take a little bit more long and then use, I mean, I just said, I don't know why I was taking this long, but let's just try it one more time. This very bottom 1165, I just wonder if we maybe didn't give it enough room. So we'll just give it one more shot to the downside there, 1165. If that breaks, we'll get out. So that's 2 negative stocks today, BNGO and GameStop. As we wait for it. So we're still going to wait for this. BNGO, hopefully that can go now. We just took an 80 long there, and now our average price 85. So not good, but there goes AMC, Neil, monster win.
Yeah, I mean, like I took mine off and tried to get back in there on a 650 break and couldn't even do it. You're still seeing these continue back to that downside. Like I said, it's worth a look, and here's a daily chart just so I can back that one up for you guys. 450 to 5 even. If there's any chance that it gets to that price, I'd be very, very shocked if there isn't a bid down there from between 450 and 5 even, and it's going to be worth a stand there for me. Brendan, what's up?
CCIV, guys, we mentioned Churchill Capital once again was higher significantly in the pre-market here. Got all the way up to 30, which was all-time highs for the SPAC, which is still haven't confirmed anything, but expected to become Lucid Motors. We're back to 28 here. Significant level from the pre-market again for CCIV.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we have we have AMC here. It's a beautiful win for us, guys. I'm hitting keys like a madman because I have no idea what are going to be significant levels down here, and I just want to cash this out. We hit it hard, man. We hit it real hard. Short. We lost on GameStop. Should never have gone over there. Just stay with your baby, and that is AMC. So yeah, making a hell of a lot of money right there on that trade. Good for me, I guess, but bad for my holdings as AMC just continues to go down. I feel sorry for everybody that bought higher, but we talked about that last week, and you know the market is always going to be a risk, Neil, and this is just one of those risky spots. Trading with an AMC, trading with a GameStop. Bang! What a monster trade, guys. If we go into the 20s right now, wow. Sean, if you just had held that, we gave you that 660. Like, this is GameStop, but I mean, GameStop's also going down, Neil. I sure as hell hope you're short on that one. This was that AMC level that we gave right here, the 660 level. I hammered that short. Now we're breaking through 6.
Yeah, I mean, GameStop, on the other hand, it just continues to run. I haven't had a trade since we tried that 100. Could not get the short on that break. I flipped to AMC, and that's a liquidity thing. AMC actually just had the better liquidity. There is a big-time battle. Naked Brands I'll go to in a second because it continues down. You'll see my short at 80 even there. But Sundial's the other one, and there's just a little bit of strength happening in Sundial, and it's this one even bid every single time. Seeing everything else fall, I'm just sitting here holding a short. And it feels like to me, I should only be shorting this one if it actually can break some of these levels to the downside. As long as it holds, there's a decent part of me that really feels like Sundial has a big chance to pop here. At these other stocks, and again, I just got flat because of this on Sundial. If the rest of these names are going to fall down, and we're going to continue to hold this one even area, at some point you can't beat them, join them. I'm probably going to be looking at when 101 gets taken out. If one even is held, I'm probably just going to go into the long trade into Sundial for the first time today. But I see this relative strength, if you want to call it that, in Sundial. It's getting hard to ignore.
Yeah, I mean, the weed space is popping off right now. So Weed Batman will come into the building as well. You check out Tilray, you check out Afri, you can check out everything. Okay, so like I said, we're going to try to make a little bit of money back on BNGO. We were not expecting, obviously, that flush, but we got back in now. I got to just capture some profits. My day is turning itself around now with this AMC short. And we just got out, like, this is why I was hitting keys like a maniac, you guys heard me say. My best outs, though, 609 as I look at the board, as I look at my trade list here. Yeah, 609 was that out right there. So that was my best out on that. I guess it goes to 6, I'm not sure. But 609, the best out, as now we're coming back to the upside, and we're very, very light. 10% left, man, on AMC. We emptied out our cannons on that one. And now BNGO, we're not going to be positive on this unless it really goes, but really happy to take a little bit more off right now. In the money now, that 20 cents, but just touched 12 before fading back in. Wow, BNGO very, very violent here, guys. Money talks with B.
Guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at currency markets real quick here. We'll start with cryptos at the bottom end of the board here. Ripple back to the downside, 2% in negative territory, back to 38 cents. Remember, it was above 40 once again at the end of last week. Ethereum and Bitcoin nicely higher on the day. Ethereum testing highs, in fact, early on this morning. We got back to that 1470, 1475 area, but coming off a little bit now. But 5.5% for Ethereum, 3+ for Bitcoin. Everything else pretty mixed right now. We are seeing some strength overall in the US dollar, so a lot of these in negative territory again. The euro leading the way, 0.3%. Canadian dollar holding on nicely, 0.14%, almost 78 cents once again. British pound to the downside. We have Japanese yen, Swiss franc, both higher. Everything else pretty muted, as I was saying. A little bit of on a negative feel this morning on currency markets. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brendan. One of the stocks from a little bit earlier on, this is on the last name on the watch list at AEZS. I've been shorting this one all morning, and the last one was at 112. I did get the last out when it held $1. It continues to hold $1.98, that price area. I'm also out of the corner of my eye. Remember sundial, that relative strength. I do not want to let this 101 go. I mean, with one even being such a good level here, it's not that bad. Just go long 101 with a 1 even out and then see how far it can run. But I'm looking at a 94.95 break on AEZS, and I'm likely to take some if it gets back into penny stock status here. So I'll go short 99s if it breaks. I'll try to add to that one at 94, and it's about to break right now. So AEZS looking for this one to go back to penny stocks, and we'll get back into the short of that one. Flat for now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like BNGO. Again, good thing we got some out there around 12. We were watching it with you guys right when 12 broke, and it didn't really do too much there. So, or sorry, when it came, I guess it did break and then smashed right back down. Come on, BNGO, give it to me now if we can get that. We averaged in a little bit here on 62 or 63 into AMC. Still trying to give it to 7 level here, but a nice little average in. So you see my average price now 59, so it's basically right here. So nothing to write home about yet, but I do think that we would be mistaken not to take a little bit out, especially here, as it looks like it's trying to get a bit stronger now. So I'll still wait for this 6 bottom. If it comes again, let's smash that to the sell side. I hate doing it, but I mean, it just makes a lot of sense there. AMD, BNGO, we just talked about that one. I don't have too many other ideas. Oh, check out Tilray, which we talked about. Weed Batman coming into the building right now. And this is probably a part of Sundial today as well, though Sundial had the offering. You can see Tilray blowing up today, up another 8% to go along with its merging buddy, Afria, now 13.5 dollars right now, $13.5. Who says that? $13.50 is the high rate there. So you could break that on Afria. I don't trade the cannabis names too much on the show. I am a shareholder in Afria, and my biggest share position, well, we have GRWG. We've talked about that one lots of times, but I'm out of GRWG. But right now, CGC is my largest holding. That's making all-time highs, not all-time highs, 52-week highs every day now, up another 4.5%. CGC, keep those cannabis plays coming, guys.
Yeah, and speaking, it's good timing there, Sean, because that 101 does go on Sundial. You do see it sort of. It's gonna move slower because the volume it has to chew through. It's done 500 million shares today. I think it's probably on the march to another 1 billion share day. I don't know how many times it's done that in the last few weeks, but it can't be too surprising when this does happen. I do have orders to see if we can't cover all the way into this 105, 106 top. If it can try to break this high at 107, or I guess opening range high. I'll definitely hold a little bit through just to see if we can't get back to that 113. 120, of course, is a hard stop level for any shorts that I would normally have. So it would typically mean I would take profits on long in front of it. I'm not going to get away from that, guys. If I would be thinking about short in front of a level, I'd also like taking profit on a long in front of it as well. So 101.5, I just got long orders all the way upside to see if we can't pick some up here. I did mention NVAX getting away from the short idea, but I can't ignore this, guys. 252 higher low continuously being put in. If we can maybe catch a bit of a break, maybe like a 258 break here, hopefully in the afternoon. Maybe it'll be during lunchtime. I'd prefer it if it was in the afternoon. Let's see if we can't get that one to the upside there. And GameStop bouncing off the low here, so a bit of a reversal happening. That's why I kind of am liking this long even better on Sundial.
Yeah, same as AMC here. I'm just going to cancel. I was thinking about getting some more short in AMC. Okay, NEO, a good little level at 56. I think definitely made a nice bottom there. We're only down that 2%. I think NEO can go here. VWAP 55.90. I'm going to take a break through 56. That stock looks pretty juicy to me right now as well. And then AMC, I mean, I think it's worth it. We'll try to defend a little bit up here on AMC again. Some levels, what is that? They had 95, 96. So we're getting very, very close. Worth taking another shot here on AMC, in my opinion, anyway. So there we go. Take a short. Watch out the breakthrough 7, and we'll get out.
Yeah, good look.
That's the trade there.
Good look there. And I see some, Daryl, have a good rest of your day. If you got to run, hopefully you had a good morning there. I do, and we talked about a few vaccine names. I just came back off of looking at NVAX. INO, similar play here. Selling off a little bit, and we see these all the time. Where you do get a deep sell-off off the open on some of these vaccine names when they're pushing up or gapping up. Now it's trying to put in a higher low. The reason I prefer NVAX, you saw that nice consolidation. I mean, anytime I see a drop like this when it's trying to make a bottom, yeah, we'll just say not yet. You can always be patient to see if it holds a low. NVAX, a much tighter consolidation and an obvious bottom there at that 258-ish area. So I'm staying away from picking a bottom on INO today and looking at NVAX as the potential better of the two. I said GameStop was making a bit of a bounce. Probably an understatement. 75, now up to this 90 area, guys. It looks like it is on the march to the upside here. Yet I cannot get Sundial to break through this 103 area. There's a wall at 105. I'm taking profits at 3 and 4 and might look to re-engage through that 105, 106 area on Sundial. If we sustain this move in GameStop through 95, we'll definitely think that this is going to be breaking out across the board on some of these names.
Yeah, I just got out of AMC. We tried another quick short there and missed it. So in and out there, we're holding a very, very small shares now to watch. But 706, 705 there, it's making a move back. Man, we crushed this one to the short. My number one stock today by far, AMC, to the downside today for me. It's been where all the money's been. What's up, Bren?
This Lizzie, we talked about this one a little bit earlier. 6 here just broke. So 6 was support, had to hold, just gave up there on volume. So back to the downside. This thing went all the way up to 720, guys, for LIZI, still 56%.
Wow, there's definitely a good move there. And as much as I wanted to have a better look over here at C3AI, yeah, it is what it is. And the opening trade sometimes is going to be the best one you can get. The 150 break gave you like 153. There hasn't been too much to see here except for, and ignore this dark pool print, 145 so far. It looks like it's good support. If it gets back down there again, it could be worth it as long as I see a bid off that level or a decent bounce in and around that range. I finally, and it took forever. I mean, 101 was the break price on Sundial, and it just could be this way in the stock today. Where I sit there and wait, and then just even to get the couple of pennies here, you just have to be very, very patient. You see how it's stair-stepping, so it kind of means there's security in using more shares and then trying to capture smaller gross moves. In the other direction is that AEZS. I said I would take some if it broke that buck. You can see here I got 99.7 as an entry price when I took it out. I'm still waiting for this to roll over past 94. Every short I've had in this has had resistance above that price, 94, 96, $1 for a time being. Now it looks like we're southbound again. Definitely will scalp some out for that 2 or 3 cents or 2 or 3%, however you want to look at it. And then the ultimate target of 85 pennies, 70-cent close yesterday. That's just halfway between a buck and yesterday's close. That's where I come up with 85. Nothing scientific about that, guys.
No. Okay, so 705 still, sorry, 7 short right now. Averaging into AMC, and I'm just going to give it right to about here, this 20 break or so. So that's a decent level. That's where we went to last time. If it wants to go, it'll go, and we'll get out. But we're not investing too much into this. We'll average in a little bit, but 720, I mean, this seems like it's way overdone today. But, you know, we've seen these stocks run, and we've just come from 6 up to 7. So, I mean, just alone, like, that's normally a huge move, right? So right now we're back into flat right there. We got another bit of shares on the move up. So our average price, like I just said, there's $7 half. I don't know what it's showing on the screen. Let me see, what is it showing? 7, so that's fine. It's 7 and change, so it doesn't really matter. That's a good one. NEO comes back out as well. It doesn't go up, so we can check out NIO here on the New York Stock Exchange. So that one, we're looking at a 56 break now to the upside there. You know, again, it's been weak. NEO's been pretty weak the last couple days, so we do have an option here to go short if you did like that. I thought maybe the NASDAQ was going to bounce a little bit there. It doesn't appear to want to do that. So right now we're coming back down here. Shorting some of these names into the NASDAQ has been dangerous because it's been so high. But right now, we'll take this AMC short and then BNGO long. Those are really the only 2 plays that I have right now. But we are ready for a European update now. I don't know if it's with V or with Brendan, but let's go.
Hey guys, European markets are mostly in a positive territory on the recovery hopes. Siemens Technology is down 0.6%. The company reported a net profit of 99 million euros and announced plans to cut more jobs by 2025. Back to the traders.
Thank you very much, Ms. V. Always good to have you back, certainly, and enjoying that trip, as I imagine you did. Speaking of coming back, like we said, GameStop 95, it can sustain this move. I did work into a sundial long, of course, and still trying to get this one out. If you can break 3, I'll get some more out at 4, maybe even 5s. But 95, I like this break on GameStop. It's getting a little bit, that's not a lot of consolidation, but it's kind of enough to go back into a bit of a momentum play. Certainly, you take this one, look at that 100 level, both psychologically and in terms of the breakdown that we saw at that price, and then sort of peg that as a quick in and out if you can get it. It has to break for me to get into the long trade. I'm not really going long off the low. I'm going long through the momentum at 95. Of course, as I say that, it turns around here. So as long as we hold, let's call it like 88 to 90 on the downside, I'll leave that order in case we snap back up and look for a 95 break back up in GameStop, guys. Pure momentum play here to that upside. I talked about I&O just a couple of seconds ago, but we opened up, yesterday when we were in the chat, guys, we were talking about NEO, of course, with their solid delivery numbers. Again, under some pressure today. It is trying to claw its way back. Should have XPeng doing a similar thing here. But watch, this 56 level, of course, it just happens to be VWAP as well. But either way, it's starting to put some higher lows, trying to consolidate higher. As long as it's held 55, look for like a scalp 56 break to the long side, and then trying to get some out in front of 25, and then maybe hold some for a 56.50.
Okay, yeah, right now we're just looking to, I keep trying to go short here on AMC, but it doesn't look like it wants to go, guys. So 7:30, is this AMC? No, that's Bingo. Sorry, yeah, Bingo we lost on right there as well, as that came back down. So right now I'm short 19s again on this. We've given some back, and you know what? I guess it just wants to go, and that is just what it is. What is this price? 762. I guess, you know what? I got to take away some of these fills here. So where are they? Chart style, display, common settings. I want to take away these fills so I can just show you guys a little bit about AMC here. It's this bottom, 755 or so. So I guess 750. We'll see if it takes that. What a great bottom that was at 6. You saw us hammer this short through 667 right there. And I just think the same kind of trade could happen to the long side, but I don't know why. Right now I'm invested into the short here on AMC. So here it comes right back to the upside. Watch out for some of these breaks. Looks like it's getting super juicy now to the upside. AMC might have found its legs here. Yeah, 760 break. We got to get out of this short, guys. 760 on AMC.
Yeah, and that was a quick little move. The 95 does break. It was a bit of a bungle there that I was able to correct because I accidentally bungled it and got accidental short, got out and reversed back into the long that we wanted. So there you go. I actually just took some out there at 97 or so we scalp a couple bucks. Remember I said this was into 100, I was playing the momentum. That's exactly what I'm going to stick with. If it does make a move through 100 even, I think that's probably going to be its own trade in which I'll just try to do the exact same thing. Take a breakout. You get that quick little scalp, $3, $4, $5, started at 2. Just got the Lasso shares out at 99.5. So sometimes you do want to stand in front of the train and run you over. I was willing to do that long in front of 100, and I did get run over, guys. But this time, long 95 into it. Now the 100 break could be on. I'll look for the same trade, rinse and repeat here in GameStop.
Yeah, wow, not good that that's ripping up against me because I'm short AMC right now. So we got to watch out for AMC and for GameStop, kind of to trade in tandem here. BlackBerry as well. Ew, that one looks nasty as well. Down 20%. Another big shortable stock today. Sorry, not today, just in general, was Bed Bath & Beyond. A lot of, back to 25. Wow. We knew that these trades would unwind, man. And then a trade that we haven't looked at yet today. I think it's very similar, but I've liked Rocket for a while. That's Rocket Companies. It's not doing anything. So again, it's a highly short name, but they have earnings on Feb 25th. That's more the play for me on Rocket right now. So AMC does drop down a little bit there. It gets down as low as 725, basically putting us in the money. But then now it comes right back up. It looks like it's trying to go as well. So there goes GameStop right through, Neil, that 100 mark.
Yeah, and so I got the 100 break. Look, I got 100 even. These prices are actually fantastic. I'm going to hold on to this. I got 100 even on this one. Let's see if it can't go to that 105. Of course, it's taking longer, but look, Sundial's going as well. We talked about getting into that long trade at 101 when it broke. I just got some out at 104. And I said I would get flat at 105 because of this level that I was shorting off of, so I went ahead and did that here because now I got GameStop. And again, you don't have to have both of these, but obvious profit-taking area for me in front of 105. Sundial was a reversal that I shorted up at 106 even. I'm holding this GameStop through 105 now just to see if it can continue this break. I guess I could have held the 95, but the 100 break just seemed better. I liked it on the way down and it didn't work. Let's see if it works on the way up for a bigger win here, guys. But GameStop, let's go. Let's pop a little Willie action for us because we ignored the Harley story. Apologies, Brendan.
Yes. Okay, so AMC goes up and it takes us out there at 766. So normally I'm a bull on all of these names, but today for some reason we switched it up and then we went the other way, and then especially GameStop, we didn't have that long, but we are looking for AMC now as they are all seemingly going upside right now. Watch out for 7.9. Yeah, it's still the $8 break. Still going to be a big one here for GameStop, for AMC. So I'll watch GameStop and AMC right now, both moving around. What's up, Bren?
Guys, we did just get another comment there from Robinhood. Apparently, once again, they're raising the trading limit on these stocks. They've done this a couple of times over the past couple of days after limiting it at the end of last week. So apparently Robinhood raising the trading limits again on these stocks, guys.
Okay, well, I mean, hopefully that's contributing at least a little bit to this pop. But, I mean, GameStop, of course, when I decide, oh, let's hold this one here. You see this, I guess, choppy bottom at 107. Is that even a thing? Whatever you want to call it, but right around 107 to 110. That's where it runs into resistance. Maybe I should have taken some profit through there. I'm going to let it, if it retakes 100 to the downside, maybe give it to like 97, 98 or something like along those lines. But I don't want this to turn all the way back around because there was consolidation at 90 even, and that could be a better entry price to be able to get in. So as I literally just tried to get like a 98 out. There we go. Let's just take 98s out. It was a 100 break. We're able to scalp that one off to go to basically be a flat trade or just slightly up on that last break. Either way, if it wants to continue to push up, there's a decent chance we'll run into chop at 110 and then be able to get another actionable trade through that level. So I'm not going to stay stubborn here when I'm definitely going to like to play down at 90 even. I'm trying to be in and out as fast as I can. It's always been my intention to sort of not hold too much of anything in terms of a day trade, right? So we're getting in, we're getting out, we're trying to be really, really fast and nimble. I'm trying to be fast and nimble on some of these. You will see me hold Sundial longer because it's not as crazy. You'll see me hold AZS because it's not involved in these plays, guys. It's marching to the beat of its own drum. I'll just update here. I did get that one even short. Like I said, takes them out 97, takes them out in front of 95 because it's had this bid all day long at 94. I'll get another leg out if it makes a lower push for 5 or 6 pennies or so. And then hopefully when it breaks that low, I'll be looking at 90 even for the next out. And 85 was my ultimate target where I'll be flat on AEZS. But in and out of that GameStop, if I got wicked out, I can live with it. Long 95 worked. Long 100 was a bit of a mixed result there. When it turned around at 107, I just feel like maybe the bottom just got put in at that 75. And if that's true, there's going to be other longs to be had as a day trader. We can get in and out like 100 times if I want to.
That's the other thing too, right, guys? Like, understand what your strategies are going to be here and then try to use them to your advantage. And if you want to get in and out, I mean, get out, limit the risk, and then get back in when you see just a better opportunity. I mean, that's pretty much the way to go on all of these names. So right now we're short 46s again here on AMC. It never went to 850, so we don't have to worry about that, but we still have a beautiful VWAP here, right around $8. So we're going to use that as our out trigger, but I don't like that. I mean, I like it. I like it for my own positions. I don't like it for the short. Good news there on Robinhood, adjusting now some of their trading limits. That was on GameStop, so I guess the idea is that if that's happening on GameStop, then I guess hopefully it starts happening on some of these other names as well. But this is not one that's been limited. But Space today, wow, man, we were just cruising in the morning up to $60 there. We've fallen back down $9 from the high. It's only down 5% today, but watch out here. If we can go backside and have a quick little look, this kind of top, like this was a very good break before. 52.80, that's right where VWAP is. You can see 52.80 there, 52.80 again, 52.80 to the bottom side. So we got to watch out right here for this break of 52.80 again, right there on space. So that's a name that we're looking at here if it can get that high. I mean, we're still pretty far away from that, so I don't know. And here comes AMC. Look, we keep talking about trying this stock. We are trying it, but I guess GameStop's going upside as well.
Yeah,
right now, 105.
It just got back to 105. There's definitely a bit of a bounce happening sort of across the board in these names here. And, I just talked about the reasons why I got out of Sundial. And then, maybe this is one that I should have held on to. It's not maybe, 100%. This is one that I should have held on to. So I don't know. Can I do something? I'll slap myself in the face, because when this was at one even, I said flush happening in GameStop, flush happening in AMC. Every one of these squeeze names was going to the downside, and Sundial was just, oh my goodness, holding one. I'm short here at an average price of 102, and it just holding one, holding one, holding one. I go long when it finally breaks, and then I get out at the first sign of resistance, which, a win's a win, but obviously this one does have a shot to get back to that high at 118 pre-market tops. I think 112 to 115 probably a better level for a next stop here. But Brendan, what's up?
Another one in this group, guys, that we've been talking about over the past couple of days, this KOSS just popping back up on volume as well. I mean, this is 18 down here. We just broke 22, so this is a $4 range here on KOSS. Was halted early on, guys.
And we'll go bullseye. I was just sort of chastising myself, but for another play here that is working out, there is that 90 on AEZS, so the one even break, which I was basically shorting this one all morning. Since 8 o'clock in the morning, I've been shorting this stock, and with this one exception to getting wicked out, that is ugly, actually getting out here at 9 o'clock, whatever. We did get this one at 112, and then now at one even. There's 90, so there's that 10%. I still like 85 for the next level down, so I'm going to get my orders ready to go. Here, I thought I had one before, but I guess I must have canceled it. So get some orders out in front of that 85, which is my target to the downside on AEZS. It has been an absolutely wild and crazy day. Yesterday was just as crazy, and we had to be away from you guys, and we're definitely happy to be back here. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Now, certainly, you're seeing some unwinding that we've warned about in some of these squeeze names. But like I said, if that is actually the bottom at 85, watch for 100 retest again here on GameStop. There's no bids on any of these names. CCIV is what I'm watching now. 1, 2, 3. These are all sort of triple tops here. Not the pre-market high, but it's still worth noting. This 29.30. We have seen power hour plays. We've seen afternoon breakout type of plays. We hold the line. If this holds hold the line. If this holds VWAP here, this like 28.30 area, watch for a 29.30 break on CCIV this afternoon. Sort of haven't traded it yet today. I was looking for breakouts. That was not the case off the open. Now let's see if it can't have one in the afternoon. 29.30 CCIV. Okay,
yeah, we're taking more shares here. You can see average price 54 now on AMC. This has just been a march right back to the upside. I want to be short in case this happens. Obviously, we're waiting for 8 to break, and then we'll get out. So it'll be a disaster for me on the short side if it breaks. But I feel like I want to be part of it. Check out GameStop, though. GameStop's saying no part of the short. I mean, it's the same kind of setup here. March to the upside. I mean, look at AMC and GameStop. They're trading one in each other here. So maybe we can have one and without the other, but I don't know. We'll wait to see now. It's forming a top. And then hopefully makes a move back to the downside. Very, very similar look to GameStop, that just making a high at 05 there. And let's see if it breaks back down. I mean, I think GameStop needs to break through 100 if AMC is going to do anything about looking downside. So right now my average price 57 on AMC. So only 20 cents out, but not a good one. We need to get this one down, please. What's up, Brad?
Another alert on DraftKings, guys. Day highs here for DKNG. Just broke $60 there on a huge volume spike. So better part of 10% here now for DKNG.
Almost forgot that stock. And then we talked about a couple of other names here. Just worth noting, Score broke through $3 again, also breaking to the upside there. So obviously a big move. We try to cover as much as we can for you guys in terms of names that we are looking at. Some will go by the wayside, but DraftKings was definitely covered by Sean this morning, so there's no question about that. I want to point out this is not this bounce. Naked Brands is participating as well. Might not have mentioned it off the bottom. Thank goodness. I got all flat when it broke past at 80, but that 80 scalp only gave you down to like 74. So sometimes all you can catch is at like 5-6 pennies, which works up to like 6 or 7%. If Naked Brands can get through 92, 93, whatever, maybe it'll make a test at $1. I think Sundial seems to me to be the stronger name. If there's a turn here, it would be Naked Brands that I would be shorting, and Sundial, which I think could continue the long. And as I say that, GameStop 110 any second now. Definitely I should have held at least one of those two longs. I can't believe I covered both Sundial and on GameStop. I think that's going to be the thing that I have to analyze why I decided to cover both and not just one.
Yeah, and I'm still going to be short here on AMC. It looks like it's going to break through. So normally I'm like hella long this name. Here, I guess I can put this back up here now that we've looked a bit more here. And you're just going to see me averaging in short. You can see the price that we have here. These are all shorts. We're trying to see about a move to the downside, but it looks like it doesn't want to continue to go down. So a very nice trade on the downside, but look at this. Purples are shorts, and when the stock is making this kind of a move, you don't want to be short, Sean, but we are short. So we take that, and now we'll wait for that. I do like Naked Brands through 93. Neil just talked about that, so oops, that's a NASDAQ stock. So ooh, getting up there, that's view up right there, but there's upside 93 right there. I think that's a good one. Obviously a beautiful bottom from 74. Like we're already up like 50% basically, well, not 50, but 40% from that 75 bottom up to 91. So yeah, the squeeze is real on some of these. And right now we're getting squeezed on AMC all the way to the upside. Doesn't look promising right here, but yeah, DraftKings, thanks for bringing that to our attention for sure. Brendan, I'm really happy with that one. Again, that's why I talk about being diversified in your portfolio. DraftKings is actually one of my largest positions on the swing account. As you guys know, we're watching DraftKings and Rocket for hopefully a month move or so here on DKNG.
Diversify your bonds, Sean.
Yep.
You know where that's from. I was actually just trying to look at Naked Brands on level 2 here to see if I could show you anything on this offer. It's getting a little bit thin. And for stocks than 200 million shares and is a penny stock, when it starts to give you slowing down a little bit at this level, and you had some consolidation previously at 93, I just expected to see some offers around here. I'm not really seeing much of anything, so I still like the rollover to test 93 as a short first, but there's a decent part of me, and by decent part of me, I mean a vast majority of me right now that is saying to myself, I should probably size down on shorting in front of 93 and only look at the long break if there's not going to be any offer there. So I'm still going to take it because the setup is there for me, but it'll be a quick reversal at that 93 level. And then into $1, of course. If I'm not taking profit in front of $1 on a long break at 93, then I'm doing something wrong in terms of my style of trade.
Okay, we're going to, I guess now we have no choice but to think about going long finally on this name. And I don't know if the long is going to be right or not, but we'll try it here on 8. Now it's just going. I was trying to get long in the sub-teens there, like 12, 13, something like that. But you can see AMC just right to the upside. Thank God. So we lose here, but we're making at least, I still got those
GME, GameStop halt up.
Yeah, okay, so no.
And of course, I just got, you know what, I'm not taking any more of this Naked Brands.
Still making
halt up, and I'm shorting in front of 93. I'm a reverse long of this 93 position, but I had just gotten into short on that Naked Brands the second that GameStop had halted up. So at what price? 119.50. So back at that 120 level, you can't make these ones up. They tend to matter over and over again. This was a key level before, but I still like the long in Naked Brands. I did take this short 91.9, so just about 92s, risking a penny in slippage here, but I want to reverse long. This continues to the upside. If GameStop opens down, I might get away from taking the breakout long in Naked Brands. So watch out for Sundial. That's stalling at 110 as well. These could all sort of slow down for a little bit while GameStop is halted. Certainly a possibility. That gives a bit of a reprieve on this short that I just took on Naked Brands.
Yeah, we finally went long here, 34 now on AMC. So we'll see now if it wants to go to the high side. We kept missing all of these bits. We were just short, all the way up there. And then obviously GameStop goes, which is good. And now AMC's starting to go. So I just wish we were longer at the bottom, which we're not. So that's okay for that trade. And then Palantir was another one that I was trying to look at here as well, off of some bottoms. We're trying to get to that 32 upside. If that can hit, that's great. I feel bad buying some now because it's $1 off these 30 bottoms, but down 6% is probably too much, especially if the market wants to go. And we got some nice feels now for AMC. And let's just take a little bit out right now, just in case, like you said, Neil, just in case it's like long, just in case this comes back in a little bit on that news from GameStop. It depends on where GameStop opens up, of course, but let's get out a little bit more here on AMC and just see how high it wants to go, guys.
Yeah, and sort of on that note, like I said, it could be a bit of a reprieve here for me, and maybe I got lucky that the halt happened in GameStop when I took that naked brand short, but it was actually less shares than I was anticipating because I saw that halt up. I'm going to start taking it off at 90. I got some out in front of 90 already. I'll definitely take some for like that 4 or 5 cent win. Even though I think if we head back southbound, this is probably the name that I wanted to be holding a short in. When the momentum comes back up in the overall group, you don't want to stand in front of a train or, because I haven't said it yet, or look a gift horse in the mouth. I just said how I was kind of getting a bit skittish at that short trade. It would be crazy after having that sentiment to not take a 5% return on it. So you're going to see I got some bids down here that I got to get filled on this naked brands 87.50. I just got some out. That's a 92 to 87.50. I'll take that all day long. Now down to about half the trade left. And we can see if it can't go back down to 80 to 82 for a bigger win here, maybe like that 10% or that 10-cent move. And we still have about a couple of minutes until GameStop opens back up. And if that opens pushing higher, I probably anticipate the same thing will happen in naked brands because the hard bottoms that these made off of 2-day movement certainly at some point looked like they were going to get bought up, and you wanted to wait for that turn to cover your shorts and also to reverse long, which I'm wishing I had done at 80 when I got out of my last short.
Yeah, let's watch. So I just dumped my AMC there just because I think that we need to watch to see what GameStop does do. So here it is. Obviously, it's going to be open, I guess, soon on this. I guess this is just a volatility. Neil talked about that from 100 to 120. Good move there. And you can see a very, very similar move to AMC there. We got out. This was a profitable trade. I just want to get out of it now in case we do fall back down. So we do want to watch GameStop and just make sure that we're on the right track with that trade as well. So GameStop, we're waiting for that to open up, but it looks like AMC trying to fade back in here through. But what's up, B?
Another one to look at here, guys. Hire a Car. Haven't looked at this one for a long time. HYRE. They announced a couple days back they're teaming up with this Ameridrive Holdings to create a national network of cars, rental cars, but more on a social network type of platform. So you can see going back to, I guess it was Wednesday of last week or Thursday of last week, broke through 9 and we're up to 12. So big volume came in here through day highs on this HYRE, guys.
And just so you guys know, it is a volatility halt on GameStop. Like I know I say you should always check it, but I did check NASDAQ halt page just to confirm. I mean, you never really know when it's going to be like news pending or something along those lines. So each time, just get in the habit of knowing what it is. It's 5-minute halt or a 10-minute halt. You have time to analyze. Now, I had this 121. I said 120, and then I moved it to 121.50 on that long break the last time. And it was quick in and out in front of 125. Well, it looks like we're going to open, well, I don't know where we're going to open, but we halted right around that same range. This was pre-market low, that 125, and then top of this move 125. If it cannot break through this on a reopen, it's probably going to be that setup for that like scalp short. So like it opens lower, you scalp the short in front of the high, a previous high, or if it can't break through, just because we could be heading back southbound. So if you see me in a short trade, it's because we have not taken 125, which we haven't here, and then we hold below this 120 level, and then I would like it short. It doesn't look like that's now happening because here comes the break, 125, I'm going long.
Just opened up again. So yeah, good little break there on GameStop. Good trade. It's making moves to the high side. Hold on a second. Let me just get it up here so we can all watch it. Yeah, open. So there's the halt right there, and then the open back up right about here, 120, I think. Neil was talking about it. And then now the fade coming in here for for GME. Switch back on AMC. Maybe it's time to get short on this name as well. What is this break? 8.10, 8.7, something like that. Watch out for AMC breaking for $8.
Yeah, that was what a little bit of a fake out there, guys. It looked like it was about to break lower. 125 could still be in play. Of course, I took that 125 when it held. Let's see what happens because 125 looks like it's about to go. Look, we're halting. We're probably going to halt upside if we sustain this breakout, guys. But But either way, I just trimmed my short position. It cannot catch a bid above 125 yet, so I'll call 125.50 or so for the potential break. I'm not going to reverse long till it's that, but I trimmed my short when we tested that level one more time. This is definitely a key price area, this 120 to 125 range, so tread lightly inside of it. If it breaks out, you got to like either direction.
Yeah, exactly. If it does break, we're going to look for $8 still on AMC to break to the downside. If that can go, that'd be pretty nice. But we have to watch. We're watching both names, AMC and GME right now. Other than that, man, not much happening. We talked about XOM going through the works a little bit now on some new deals, some talk about some of their financing and whatnot, cash on hand. XOM 46, 47, a nice little top there. If we look at a daily chart here on XOM, yeah, the high's been 50. It came back. Look at this beautiful bottom here. 44 and change. Let's see what happens on the next couple of days, but XOM looking pretty sweet right there. GameStop still hovering. I don't know if it's not going to halt again, but it's doing a hell of a lot of volume at this 120 level. So watch out. It just resisted that 120 again. I'm trying to find some longs on AMC, and I right now.
Sean, I'm out. That iceberg is held 3 times at 120. I'm covering that short. The only thing I'm thinking about now is if it breaks 120, I can get back in. Or if it breaks 125, I'm going long, guys. So inside of this range, I'm not touching it, but the breakout looks like it's upcoming. That was a big hold at 120 even I just saw.
Okay, what's up, Brent?
Just reading through a couple things on GM here. We'll have a look at GM, maybe moving around here a little bit. A couple minutes to go here, guys. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we are in the thick of it as far as earnings are concerned. Big tech names coming through tonight after market, and a few other ones as well. That's what's coming up as far as earnings, guys.
Holy, I don't see anything there that I like. Yeah, no, just joking. FireEye has been a big one lately there. I see Valeria. How's it going, Valeria? You're wearing the money green there today. Fortune Brands, Alphabet. Yeah, I mean, they're all there. I don't know what that... Oh, there's Brandy Wine Realty, not a wine company. Match.com as well. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of names, guys, there. Just check them out. But right now we are back long AMC on that nice break.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the big ones there. I just talked about covering my short and then saying only go long on the break if it had broken 120 on GameStop. 125 on GameStop. I just got tripped up. Why? Because when I covered my short, my stop trigger automatically canceled. That's the way I have it configured in the heat of the moment. I thought I had that bid in there. There it goes to 135. And I'm not going to chase this trade just because I'm angry at myself for making that mistake. I know better. I know exactly how that stop works. I could have used a different one, which would have stayed in there and definitely triggered that long position. But watch out. Jailbreak is certainly going to be on here. I still have that Naked Brands as well. 93, that's that punch price, that's that breakout price for Naked Brands. If it breaks 93, I'm going out of my short into a long. But wow, that was a clean $10 break at 125. It doesn't get any easier than that, of course. I just missed it. Halted to the upside again. The break back up, the squeeze back up is ongoing here, Sean.
Man, we made a hell of a lot of money back there on GME, on AMC as well. Busting through there, 857 or so long. Now you're up to 886, 887, 889. Bang! We waited all day to do something like that. I mean, we had big trades. We haven't hit the bang yet, though. So thanks for joining us today as we make a lot of money back here on the upside of AMC. Let's just take it out. I don't know fucking why I shorted this thing today. That was a stupid move. But, you know, all this, we shorted. I mean, it was great here, but why fight? Why fight that trend? Big time move up. Yes, sir. It's hot dogs for everyone, and it's hot dogs for you, Valeria. I don't think it's that. That's not the day that it is, but give us what kind of a day it is here today, Valeria.
Thank you, Sean. And hey, guys, I hope you all had a great trading day. Please don't leave without giving us your like. We will see you tomorrow, as usual, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And happy National Heaven Hash Day, everyone. Heavenly Hash.
Yeah, ice cream. Oh, I guess it's a mix. It just doesn't have to be an ice cream. I think it's just generally like a chocolate and a vanilla mix. It's everything kind of mixed in there, is my understanding. But it looks like there's marshmallows, so maybe that's a key aspect of Mr. Heavenly Hash. What up, Heavenly Hash?
I mean, it looks delicious to me. I'm not going to say that I've had it recently or anything like that, but it looks tasty. 93 did break on Naked Brands. I just got the long. Again, let's see if we can't hold on to this one, at least hopefully into that reopen on GameStop, which is again halted upside. I would watch out for, I mean, it sounds crazy to say because we're at 137, but watch out for like 160. This was the opening top here. Could run into some resistance to that price. At least I expect maybe it will. It would also halt upside again. Man, it is good to be back. Of course, we missed you guys dearly. We were on the chat yesterday, but it's not the same as getting the live trade in front of you and interact a little bit better. So definitely a good one. Monster earnings coming after the market today. The rest of the FANG names are going to be coming through. Of course, watch out for Alphabet and Amazon. GameStop can't seem to stay out of the news here, guys. Is another move to the upside. And of course, AMC following suit. Good one, Sean. You got to stick to which one's working for you, right? So hammer away AMC. For the entire team, for Miss V, glad to have you back. We're in green, and it's a green day in the market. For my man, Sean Katina, for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, it is Trader TV Live, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.